ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणं रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनेति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी शांतिदेशकारिणे। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्ण प्रेम पदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामिने गौरविषे नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत नमस्ते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे। So we were discussing chapter 14 of Srimad Bhagavatam Canto 4, the story of King Vena. Now we are just closing it and we'll enter the next chapter. We hope to cover today 15th and 16th half. Yes. Okay. So Vena is dead, and now the Brahmanas were having their contemplations and discussions on the Supreme Lord and his pastimes. And then they are seeing that many rogues and thieves are again coming up because Vena is dead. So then they are contemplating on the welfare of the citizens again. And in doing so, this is the last part of that contemplation, this verse, important verse, this Nangasya Vamsho Rajarshe Esha Samstatu Arhati Amogha Virya Hidripa Vamshesmin Keshavashya.
The sages decided that the descendants of the family of the saintly king Anga should not be stopped. For in this family, the semen was very powerful. Children were grown to become the devotees of the Lord.
Oh, I think I missed one verse. Oh, I'm sorry. This one is also 41. Brahmana samadrikshanto dina nam samupekshata shavate brahmatasyapi dinna bandha vayojata.
The great sages began to think that although a Brahmana is called peaceful, partial, thus he is equal to everyone. It is still not his duty to neglect his ones. By such neglect, the Brahma's spiritual power diminishes, just as water kept in a cracked pot leaks out.
So, very important verse for a devotee who has got knowledge, he should share knowledge. Otherwise, what will happen is spiritual power diminishes. Just to think of others well. So, Shravate Brahmatasya. diminishes the spiritual power. Brahma. Bhinna panda payoyata. Just like a cracked pot, water leaks from. Read the poem. Yes.
They are generally unaware of the happenings in the spiritual world because they are always busy in their activities of spiritual advancement. When there is a calamity in human society, they cannot remain in pasture. If they do not do so, if they do not do something to relieve the distress condition of human society, it is said that due to such neglect, the spiritual knowledge diminishes.
Mhm. So, see in the Sutra Goswami or Sutra Goswami, they say, Akhyatani cha aditani. That means one should do adita, and one should do adyan also of the spiritual knowledge, but he should speak it out, Akhyatani. So it is said that if we speak the knowledge, then we also get more deeper understanding in the life. And many of us must have seen that. Even our boys share, they say probably when we start giving device, we come to understand what is giving the device. So when we share knowledge, we have to contemplate on that knowledge. We have to see whether we are practicing or not. There is a sense of dynamic tension inside. No? As we are speaking, people are watching us and we are also watching ourselves. Paramatma is watching. So we feel a sense of tension and then we grow above the lower nature because we want to live by this word that we have spoken. So it is always good to speak the knowledge. Of course, we should speak the knowledge and struggle to practice it also properly. We should not be speaking something that we don't at all follow. But here another extreme is there where suppose someone does not care for the public and is simply absorbed in self-elevation, self-emancipation. So he's saying that this is not the behavior of good Brahmanas. A Brahmana's spiritual power rather diminishes when someone does not give the wisdom which he has received. So in the Srimad Bhagavatam only later, there's a place where it is mentioned Gyan Khala. Gyan Khala means one who is envious to not share his knowledge. So there also it comes that because of that, the spiritual knowledge gets rusted. Means it will not then anymore have a potency. So we should always know that if we share knowledge, Krishna will give us more realization. And see in the forgot that verse. Gaya there Sarvabhuteshu. So in that also the knowledge, what is that? We'll open that. By showing mercy to all living entities, okay, we'll recite the verse. Daya sarva bhuteshu santushtya yena kenava sarvendriyopashantya cha tushyatashu janardana. By showing mercy to all living entities, being satisfied somehow or the other and controlling the senses from sense enjoyment, one can very quickly satisfy the Supreme Personality of Janardana. So our actually gain of knowledge is dependent on the Supreme Lord being pleased with us. Not that actually the goal of knowledge and the means of knowledge is to satisfy the Supreme Lord. When it said, Tadviti Pranipadena Pariprashnaya Seva, there also it comes. Perfection of spiritual life is to satisfy the self-realized spiritual master. And after that, the next verse tells about that one rises above illusion. And when someone has a lot of knowledge, but he still is stooped in illusion only. That means when it comes to sense gratification, he feels like, better I do sense gratification. That means knowledge is not turned into realization. So if we want to get realizations in our life, then we should be concerned about pleasing the great souls, pleasing the Supreme Lord. Then only we can get the realized knowledge by the blessing of the great souls. So that comes only when we have done also this activity by showing mercy to all living beings. So even the Bhajananandi devotees, actually they also comes in the journey of book of Maharaj, as well as Radhanath Maharaj, comes that sometimes they would come and see when they are coming together, they are reading some newspaper where they are seeing that people are suffering so much. They also cry tears and they pray to the Lord. Like if you see he's doing this God Kishodas Babuji Maharaj. He is pushing forward Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Joshi Thakur that would go ahead and preach. Even they have compassion. And of course, we should not think that we will simply do bhajan to show our compassion. We should follow the post of Gosher and the idea, and we should try to reach out as much as possible to the people. Of course, keeping our basic practice of bhakti proper. If we are not studying only and then we Akyatani Adhitani was also written. So we should be doing bhajan properly. So here it is mentioned that way. So you will see in your life, there will always be a tension of how much to practice personally versus giving out. There will be always a tension. We will always see something to work upon. And then we don't give out, then like when we hear such verses, then we feel like, I'm not doing my part properly. So it is very important to have a balance. In Shuddha Bhakti Chintamani, Shivram Maharaj has brought out very nicely how Srila Prabhupada included preaching as part of our sadhana bhakti. Not that our preaching is like some, for those who are already in some like Nishtha or Ruchi platform, then only they can preach. Actually, even in the earlier phases, a devotee should preach to share the message. Like Prabhupada said, okay, see, if you go out for begging as brahmacharis, it will not be seen with good understanding. So you go for book decision hand to hand. And some fellows will say, nahi chahiye, अरे कितनी बार आते हो, अरे तुम्हारे को पैसा चाहिए हमसे, you know, many insults will come. One time, Radhesham was also thrown from the train. So even suppose many people are saluting you, when we sit on the Vyasa, like now August Assembly is sitting before me, and I am speaking. But this is not always the case when we go for Buddhism. Many people will say, you know, Bhagavad Gita, they have it. So you say, Arey, kya mehnat kar raha hu, better I go and give a lecture. Now continue that austerity. That to receive those no's is also very good, you know, purification. And some fellows will insult also. आप लोग धंधा कर रहे हैं, भगवद गीता का धंधा नहीं करना चाहिए, no? So they and you say, पता नहीं कि मैं IIT से हूँ, no? आपको पता नहीं मैं धंधा करूँ, no? You feel like telling your material positions and all that. So they humble us. It's very good. We should get humbled. So the regular preachers should also do menial preaching. Menial preaching means like book distribution and Harinam. It is menial because you don't get any special distinction. Of course, nowadays sometimes there is one type of book issue where you get a big donor, and then so there is not much meniality. Again, you preach to some guy. We should try to do book distribution in trains, especially those who are traveling people. It's very purifying. It's very good. You can get to meet many people. Another thing which happens when you preach, you get to see many types of people. And you get a lot of realization by simply seeing the variety of this world. The people, their inquiry, their kind of problems that they are going through. You feel relieved. I'm beyond it because of the mercy of the Guru. So we should always try to give out. If we are not doing that, we are not doing our dharma. Radhesham was also sharing about that. See, when we do this, then we have to study also. Like now, because I had to give this lecture, so I was studying more intensely. You know, whatever time here, there, I got hearing, reading, so that I can properly present the subject matter to all of you. So whatever I could do better, it was much better than previous months when I had no such assignment. So many of us, by preaching, we get strong motivation to study also more thoroughly. So that's also a good thing. Okay, we'll go to the next verse. The sages decided that the descendants of family of the saintly King Anga could not be stopped. But in this family, the semen was very powerful, and children were prone to become devotees of the Lord. Read first part of the quote.
The purity of hereditary succession is called homology. The pious seminal succession in the choice one and needs of the Brahmanas and Kshatriyas especially, as well as in the families of Vaishnavas, must be kept very pure by observation of the purity of the process, beginning with the Brahman sanskar, which is observed before conceiving the child. Unless this purification process is strictly observed, especially by the Brahmana, the family descendants become impure. And gradually simple activities become example.
So right now, this is the situation that there is no practical, it's all Varna Shankara. Really, word Shankara comes from when the Varnas get mixed. Shankara means two different Varnas coming together. Then Varna Shankara is born. So Arjuna was concerned about that only, that when men are killed, then women may be unprotected, and then they will be exploited, then some Varna Shankara will come. So here he's saying that if the media is protected by Garuda, Sanskara and proper conduction of the marriages, then there will be pure Virya. So in the case of Unga, he had come in the dynasty of Dhruva, and it was a very powerful Virya. And then they will be able to have good progeny. But unfortunately, it was contaminated by getting a wife from death personified as Sunita. So that is why there was pollution of the medium. So now they will do some technology by which they can separate that. So if you see that sometimes when someone does something wrong, although in general it is that guna karma vibhagasha, but if someone does something wrong, then this is also seen. Like Romarshan Sutta, when he went a little wrong, when he went wrong, then Balramji and the sages saw that he was actually he was Sutaputra. So there's that kind of thing is seen when Pratiloma marriage. He was born of a Pratiloma marriage. So and Krishna is also saying to Arjuna that you are Bharata, you are Kaunteya. That means he is trying to remind of his lineage for doing glorious activity. So either to make him do glorious activities or be responsible because you are born in a glorious family. Or if someone does something wrong, then the connection may be seen. Oh, maybe because of that past connection. Right. Otherwise, in general, of course, in today's world, there is no much, Virya point, from the Varna point of view, we can't discuss. But we can surely discuss that from the point of view of that, like we are in Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur's Parampara. He is Lion Guru. And lions, we can bring out lions. So Prabhupada is also a lion. And we are also in that same dynasty. So we should also be lions. So that way, to bring the positive angle is quite possible. Okay. We'll read the next translation. Where's the mic? Mic, Prabhu?
The Indian nation, 17 persons and sages turned the tides of the dead body of Vena, great force, and according to his sensitive method. As a result of this journey, a god-like person was born in Vena's body.
So this is special technology which modern world does not know what to know. So they did two things, one from the thigh, one from the right hand of Vena. So from the thigh, which is the lower part of the body, this Bahuka was born. So lower part of the body is called Muchi, is considered Muchi. So the sinful part of the Virya, the sinful part of the Vena's existence was taken out. And that Bahuka was born, that dwarf-like person. And Prabhupada takes the opportunity to talk about the individuality of the soul and it is separate from the body. That a person read this.
The person was born by the journey of the tides of Vena proves that the spirit soul is individual, separate from the body. The great sages in 17 persons would divide another person in the body of the dead king Vena. But it was not possible for them to bring King Vena back to life. King Vena was gone. Suddenly, he had taken another body.
So today, what people sometimes want to preserve the body, like Walt Disney, he preserved his body because he has a lot of money. He said, "You preserve my body," and when science is able to make some technology to again insert life into the body, then you insert life into my body. But that soul is gone, dead and gone. He must have become Mickey Mouse or something, because he made a lot of Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck. He may have become a duck or a mouse or something, That soul is gone, But this body is remaining of Walt Disney. And scientists are still trying to discover the way to put back life into that guy. So modern fellows are so ignorant. So here the Brahmanas, they have brought out another person. Vena is dead and gone. Like that, Prabhupada is saying. Read saintly person.
The saintly person says that only considered the body of Veda, because it was the result of the seminal succession in the family of knowledge. Consequently, the ingredients by which another body could be produced were there in the body of King Veda. By a certain process, when the size of the dead body was done, another body came out. Although dead, the body of King Veda was preserved by drugs and mantra, scattered by King Veda's mind. In this way, the ingredients for the production of another body were there. When the body of the person named Bahuka came out of the dead body of Vena, it was really not very astonishing. It was simply a question of knowing how to do it. From the semen of one body, another body is produced, and the life symptoms are visible to the soul's taking it from the body. One should not think that it was impossible for another body to come out of the dead body of Maharaj Vena. This was performed by the skillful action of the saints.
Like you have got Prabhupada is saying, see, someone may think, oh, this is very wonderful, how can this happen? But if you see a semen particle also, it is looking like a dead item only. But in that, the soul is there. And when the soul gets the womb, where the ovum and the semen has come together, then there is a body form and the zygote and all that further. So all that, in that, the soul takes shelter, then the life features start turning out. So the soul is there, that is why the life features are coming. So one may say, this is a dead body, how can you bring out a living person out of it? So that way, even semen is a dead body, how could you bring out a living person out of it? So when you know the science, you can do it. Read the next translation.
This person was from King Veda's side was named Bahuka, and his complexion was hair-black as a crow. All the limbs of his body were very short, his arms and legs were short, and his jaws were large. His nose was flat, his eyes were reddish, and his hair copper colored.
Sometimes people make such big figures, no? And very dangerous looking, some ghostly person. So description is given.
He was very submissive and meek, and immediately after his birth, he wrote down and inquired, Sir, what shall I do? The great sage replied, Please sit down, Nisida. And the Nisida,
Nishad.
the father of the Naisad race was born.
So Naishada, this is the race of kind of tribal program of low-born people, but then so the origin is here. Nishad part. Yes. So it may be here Prabhupada is talking about black and white. So the Brahmanas are Shukla, Kshatriyas and Vaishyas are a mixture of black and white. And when you conclude white or golden color, hue is the color of high caste and black is the complexion of the Shudras. The Prabhupada is very open and frank on what the Shastras tell. Someone may say, hey, you talk like that, then black people will feel offended. But whatever was the Vedic culture, is not going to blacklist them. They may be black, but they are not blacklisted. You will see the next verse. Translation program.
After his mission, the immediately took charge of all the resultant actions for King Vena's sinful activities. As such, this Nishana class were always engaged in sinful activities like stealing, plundering, and hunting. Consequently, they are only allowed to live in the hills and forests.
So their activities are such that they cannot be put into the regular community. But now you see what Prabhupada says in the purpose.
Nishadas are not allowed to live in cities and towns because they are sinful by nature. As such, their bodies are very ugly, and their occupations are also sinful. We should, however, know that even the sinful men, who are sometimes called Kiratas, can be delivered from the sinful condition to the topmost Vaishnava platform by the mercy of the Devotee.
Prabhupada did it.
Engagement is a transcendental ability to the Lord. Can make anyone, however sinful human being, fit to return home back to Godhead. One has only to become free from all contamination by the process of devotion service. It is the everyone can become fit to return home back to Godhead. This confirmed by the Lord in sinful Godhead.
Correct. So this is Mami Bharata Vipashita. So Prabhupada did not see that, oh, they are born in the, like many people say that they are very low born people who are born in the other countries. So sannyasi should not go there. But Prabhupada went there and made them pure Vaishnava and brought to India and made the so-called Brahmanical and elevated fellows who were actually fallen from their, Krishna consciousness, fallen from their stature of practice of Varnashram also. They have initiated devotees. Like Narottam Das Thakur was also considered from a low caste apparently, but Vishwanath Jagadi Thakur, no. Huh? Ganga Nayan Chakravarti, he took initiation from him. So everyone was thinking that how he was taken as a Brahmana from someone like this. But actually he would extol the glories of Narottam Das Thakur. So Prabhupada's movement and the whole our whole parampara has stood for bringing out the beyond the bodily concept of life, seeing the potency of Krishna consciousness to elevate everyone, one and all, to the highest stage of life. Kirata Hunanda Pulinga Krishna Kavira. Okay, so this chapter is over. Thus says the Bhaktivedanta Purusha, the fourth and the 14th chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam, the story of King Vena. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So we'll go to the next one. So this 15th chapter, 1 to 10th verse is the appearance of Prithu Maharaj and Archie. And 11 to 20 is coronation of Prithu as the king. Out of which 14 to 20, within the coronation, there is gifts given by various personalities to Prithu Maharaj. And then 21 to 26, there is a good discussion where the bards, or basically those who are the professional reciters of the glories of the king, they are actually appreciating the king, and he is feeling very shy, and he says that he should not appreciate it. So right attitude is receiving appreciation. Okay. Maitreya Vacha Atha Tasya Punarviprair Aputrasya Mahipade Bahubhyam Patyamanabhyam Mithunam Sampatita.
The great state Maitreya continued. My dear Indra, was the Brahmana and great to the Chairman, the two arms of Vena made body. Never able from me, the children in order to
Actually, in the whole this particular chapter, there are only primarily two themes to discuss. Prabhupada has brought out one main theme, that there is a bona fide incarnation of Lord. Here, Prithu is Shakti, and there are many bogus incarnations. So we should be careful in not going towards the, sentimentally accepting a bogus incarnation. That is the main theme which goes on in purports of Prabhupada. And in the text translations, if we see that there is a good theme to see how appreciation should be received in the last part. So these are the only two themes. We'll see some particular purports, but repeatedly Prabhupada is talking that. Okay, we can read translations of it.
Second, the great sages were highly learned in Vedic knowledge. When they saw the male and female form of the arms of Venus' body, they were very pleased, for they could understand that the purple was an expansion of the plenary portion of Krishna, the supreme Permatter God.
So he was plenary portion of Vishnu. Someone may say that, oh, maybe then they are brother sister, but no. In the next verse it will come that they are Lakshmi and Vrisha Uchuyu Esha Vishnur Bhagavate Kala Bhuvana Palini Yam Cha Lakshmyam Sambhuti Purushasya Paini.
The great sages said, the male is a plenary expansion of power of the Lord, Vishnu, who maintains the entire universe, and the female is plenary expansion of the God of the Father, who is never separated from the Lord.
The Lord and his consort can never be separated. So they are They are Vishnu and Lakshmi. They are not brother and sister. And he is Shaktavesh Avatar. I think it will come in the next one. So Lord is never separated from his consort. Then someone may say, but Ravana separated. So you know that pastime of Mother Parvati. And Mother Parvati saw Lord Ram crying. He said, Hare, he is crying like an ordinary man. And Shivji said, Hare, this is pastime. Don't. He is Supreme Lord only. And then Parvati said, hey, but he's crying like this, no? He said, okay, you go and check. So Mother Parvati took a form of Mother Sita. And she went and, she went before Lord Ram. As soon as Lord Ram saw her, he paid obeisances to Mother Parvati and he got up and said, no, Dandavad Mother Parvati, where is Shivji? Why are you alone? So she was feeling very awkward because actually in the Vedic culture, the wife would never go alone like that. And she thought that she will be seen as Sita, but he is seeing her as Parvati. That means that my form is exposed. That means he's surely the Lord only. And then she was feeling a little awkward. And then Lord Ram went ahead. As he is walking ahead, then Mother Parvati sees that Mother Sita is on one side and Lakshmana is on the other. And from top there is flowered petals being showered. So she understands that he can see all the way. Supreme Lord is there and Parvati, Mother Sita is also there. Some Leela is going on. And then she goes back to Lord Shiva. चलो चलो आगे बढ़ते हैं. तो क्या हुआ? मैं दंडवत करके आ गई. दंडवत? तुमने वो त्रिकालदर्शी हैं, देख लिया सब कुछ क्या हुआ? बोले आपने दंडवत किया या भगवान ने दंडवत किया? चलो चलो अभी जल्दी देर हो रही है, चलो जल्दी चलते हैं. So Mother Sita is never separated from Lord Ram, but at the past time we will separate. Okay, of the two, read.
Of the two, the male will be able to expand his reputation throughout the world. His name will be Ritu. Indeed, he will be the first among the kings.
Yeah. So Prabhupada is writing there, King Ritu is the incarnation of the ruling force of the Lord, Palan Shakti. So like that there are many Shaktiave Shaktas. So like it is mentioned about Mother Kunti as success potency of the Lord. The Narad Muni is the Bhakti potency of the Lord. He preaches the message very powerfully. So like that there are more Shaktiave Shaktas. So or any other few Aran Shakti. This Parshuram is Samhara Shakti. Or Kumara is Gyan Shakti, like that. So there are many. Narayani is Tapasya. Jai. So read.
The female has such beautiful teeth and beautiful qualities that she will be actually beautify the ornaments she wears. Her name will be Archie. In the future, she will accept Ritu as her husband.
So some such a verse comes in the third canto also. It says Bhushana Angam. That for the Lord's beauty also it is mentioned that Lord beautifies the Bhushan, the ornament that he wears. Here for Mother Lakshmi it is mentioned that whatever ornament she will wear, the ornament becomes beautified because she is wearing. Yeah, read. बंद मत करिए भूल.
In the form of the Pluto, the Supreme Personality of Godhead has appeared through a part of his potency to protect the people of the world. The goddess of fortune is the constant companion of the Lord, and therefore she has incarnated partially as Archie to become King Pluto's main.
Again, shift. Same point.
The great Sri Mandriya continued, my dear Gurani.
Vidurji. We have Prabhupada sometimes, no? He puts like that. Vidur.
At that time, all the Brahmanas highly praised and glorified King Pluto, and the praise singers of the Gandharva Loka chanted his glories. The inhabitants of the Siddha Loka showered flowers, and the beautiful woman of the heavenly planet danced amongst us. Conches, bubbles, drums, and Fatal drum vibrated in outer space. Outer space. Great sages, forefathers, and personalities from the heavenly planet all came to Earth from various planetary systems.
See, sometimes we also play, na? Conch shells we play. When the Lord is coming, we play conch shell. Drums, of course, we play mridangam. Which type of drum? By jam we play. That is not the drum they are coming. And kettle drums is this one. Na? Which is kettle drum? This one. And bugle? Turiya bola, turiya. The drum is mridangam only. Mridangam adya. Mridangam. Huh? Dundubi. Dundubi is, I think, this one. Na? Aisa wala. Aisa wala. So, but I don't know bugle which is one. Turiya. Aisa wala? No. Huh? Buffalo one. So, we are not playing buffalo one. Maybe we can have one buffalo one. Right? Abhishek. No, not Abhishek. Parikrama time. No, not for that. I'm saying for greeting when great souls. Yeah.
Lord Brahma, the master of the entire universe, arrived there accompanied by all the demigods and their chiefs. See the lines of Lord Vishnu's palm on King Prithu's right hand and impressions of lotus flowers on the soles of his feet. Lord Brahma could understand that King Prithu was a powerful representation of the supreme personality of God. Manu's palm bears the sign of a disc, as well as other such lines should be considered a partial representation or incarnation of Supreme God.
So Prabhupada, right, that these kind of symbols are there. One should be seeing not just cheat fashion accept anyone as God. In the Vedic culture, they were proper knowledge about how to understand who is the Supreme Lord. So there are many tests. Like one is this type of test. There are divine symbols on the hands and the lotus feet of the Lord of Shaktavish incarnations. Plus, there is also like in Rishabdev section, he says about that when he passed tool, then it was fragrant and spread across 80 miles. So, if you are a born fide incarnation, then your stool should smell fragrant. Fragrance should go for 80 miles. So, a stool test. Sometimes your medical test, in medical labs, they have a test by testing the stool. So there is a stool test for testing God. And there is fingerprints test. So they can be tested. What else? What other tests are there? Of course, we can see whether it's listed in the Shastra. That is another. And there are Mahapurusha's body has certain, like long hands going up to the knee, and certain type of head is broad. Any other test? Big eyes. Yeah, all that. Mahapurusha's Lakshanas. Any other? So that's he's mentioned in script. Very very important. Okay. The learned Brahmins.
The learned Brahmanas who were very attached to the Vedic ritualistic ceremonies, then arranged for the king's coronation. People from all directions collected all the different paraphernalia for the ceremony. Thus, everything was complete. All the rivers, seas, hills, mountains, serpents, cows, birds, animals, heavenly planets, the earthly planet, and all other living entities collected various presentations according to their ability to offer the food. Thus the great king Prithu, exquisitely dressed with garments and ornaments, was coronated and placed on the throne. The king and his wife, Archie, who was also exquisitely ornamented, appeared exactly like fire.
Now comes 14th to 20th verse, which are about all the gifts given by different demigods. So maybe we have two mics, and so one can read the demigod and one can tell what he gifted. Radhapat Pankaj, you will read the demigod, you read the gift offered by the demigod.
Where?
Hold them royal throne.
Yeah.
umbrella,
You can read it in a more enthusiastic manner. It is looking like some very difficult thing has come.
They just made from fine water particles, they make like
It was amazing umbrella, na? Actually, like this, you have got sunlight, it's a high sun, so you put an umbrella. But this was a very nice umbrella which could shower also inside. It is sprinkler kind of. Yeah.
Vayu,
two camels,
Dharma,
flower garland to expand his spirit,
Indra,
excellent crown,
Yama,
scepter, comes not to rule the world.
You know that scepter, there is a, and on top there is a kind of a, can show you maybe. Very well. Something like this. दिख रहा है क्या? Which one? Study है. It's more like a ruling person with command. Sarma has, but he's not in the ruling part. Government has parliament. Chalo, Yama gifted in that.
Brahma,
Amount made of spiritual, armor made of spiritual products.
Saraswati,
Transcendental necklace,
Lord Hari,
Sudarshan necklace,
Lakshmi,
the imperishable appliances.
Lord Shiva,
Sword marked with 10 points,
Durga,
shield marked with 100 wounds,
Soma,
horses made of metal,
Vishwakarma,
beautiful chariot,
Agni,
bow made of the horns of goats and cows,
Surya,
arrows as brilliant as sunshine,
Bhumi,
slippers with magic power,
Purport Prabhupada write that when you step into these slippers, where you want to go, you reach immediately. That is the type. Of course, our traveling preachers may like to have such slippers. Train journey का जरूरत नहीं बस चप्पल में वैसे दौड़ के लगा दिया. That's true.
Deviva,
flowers again and again.
Teacher,
Rama simply using the power of discipline,
Teachers,
infallible blessings,
Ocean,
ponds,
Seas, Mountains,
spark knowledge chariot,
Rivers,
prayers and
Rivers,
Seas, mountains and rivers gave path for a chariot because chariot has to go through them. No? And then birds.
Arts,
prayers and praises.
Haribo. So we have completed this. Now we'll go to 21. Now, this whole section from 21 is right attitude of receiving appreciation. So we'll see a PPT for this. Maybe you can read. Okay, read this.
thus with the greatly powerful king Uthu, the son of Venus, saw the professionals before him, who can congratulate them with his mind, and with the gravity of vibrating sound of clouds, he spoke as follows.
एक पढ़ लेते हैं बहुत हो गया इंग्लिश थोड़ा संस्कृत पितरुवाच भौसुतहे मागध सौम्य वन्दे लोके धुना स्पष्ट गुणः समेस्या किमाश्रयो मे तव एष योज्यतां मामय भगवान्
Hindu said, O gentle Sutta, O gentle Sutta, Magana, other devotees offering prayers, the qualities of which you have spoken are not distinctly. Why then should you praise me for all these qualities, and I do not further these features? I do not wish for these words, I do not wish for these words meant for me to go in vain. But it is better that they be offered to someone else.
See, King Prithu is just opposite of Vena. Vena was saying, "Saab, मेरे को glorify करो." And Prithu Maharaj said, "Why are you glorifying me?" Everyone wants to glorify him, and he's saying, "I don't glorify him." But Vena was, no one wanted to glorify him. He was saying, "Hey, Why are you glorifying God? You should glorify me. You read the yellow part.
You want that one should not be accepted as a cornerstone of the God without having godly doctrine.
So what he's saying, he was being offered praise appropriately only, but he was wanting to also give a warning that if someone is not showing the symptoms, see till now he is not showing all the features. So he's saying, why are you glorifying me? The sentimental people make anyone into God, and sometimes they declare themselves only to be God. So we have to preach against these people. Otherwise, people will lost to cheat us. So one kind of a brainstorm. So in case you find like someone comes and says, I came from this organization, that guy is a God, that guy is God. So how do you want to preach to him? What we should do? Suppose he says that XYZ Swami is God. He is sentimentally attached also to that guy, to Bhagwan. So what will you do? Should we say, okay, chalta hai? Or should we say, hey, rascal, you know? So what will you do? How will you do? What is the right way to do? Yes, Mike here.
Right? One way is to just ask what is speaking in the degree that it is.
So one see what he's saying is good. Like sometimes Prabhupada what he did when Swami Vivekananda, you know, he said, I don't know who is this. You tell me teaching. So that means what? You make that guy very insignificant by saying, I don't know him only. And if you say you know him, that means you're giving him some weight. Who is this fellow? Anyway, you tell me his teaching, then we'll discuss the Shastra with you. So you keep aside the personality, and the teachings have to be based on Shastra. So he cannot be sentimental about the teaching. And if the teaching does not match the Shastra, then you can anyway cut it out. But if he's, if we talk about the person, then they may become sentimentally egoistic. Yeah, so this is one good way. What other? Any other?
Shastra really takes one, who is his parent, that's kind of the activities.
Yeah, we can tell them the symptoms of a person who is God according to Shastra. So you are yourself, you may see whether it is going on in that way or not. Any other? Okay, I think this is fine. Basically, either to give him a test, God's test, some test for proving whether he's God or not. You ask whether he can show Vishwarup. Everyone will pay. And the other is that you talk about his teachings. Okay, read. Oh, gentle wisdom.
No gentle disciples. After such prayers in due course of time, when the qualities of which you have spoken actually manifest themselves in you, the gentle who offer praise to the supreme personality of Godhead do not attribute such qualities to a human being, who does not actually have them.
See, he is considering that I am not Supreme Lord. He's just considering himself as a simple human being. So there are people who make Guru into God. You know many organizations like that. Like in here we can discuss also. Like, you see in Ramakrishna Mission also, they have made this Gadadhar. What is the name of that? Malab, who calls himself Ramakrishna only. But actually he is Chatterjee, something. I forgot the names. So anyway, Ramakrishna, they call him God. Banerjee. Actually, in Bengal and Odisha, there is a lot of Abba Sampradaya. They call, like when I went to, I was giving time to some Odisha boys. So boys had a lot of bhakti for Jagannath apparently. Then the boy said that he's like one good only. So sometimes they make God into ordinary person or dead also. And Brahman is sitting inside him, Or they make some guru into God. Even Swaminarayan, I was hearing from his case, Kamal Lochan told me. Swaminarayan temple, actually Swaminarayan philosophy, if you read Shiksha Patrika, he said it is perfect. And they are coming from some the Ramanandi Sampradaya. And he goes to the Swaminarayan followers and he teaches from Shiksha Patrika what is mentioned in Shiksha Patrika. They say, Acha, ye likha hai kya? So he said some 100 years back approximately, the parampara got deviated. So then they made Guru into God. Swami has become Narayan. Huh? He showed you what? Yeah. This is this is a very easy thing to happen in the parampara. Prabhupada time also, 4 sannyasis were saying, they came on with the propaganda that Prabhupada actually is God, but out of humility is not calling himself God. And they were these sannyasis. So some wrestlers who were also from the same time, they said, you are not talking right philosophy. Prabhupada never wants him to be called God. He is a servant of God. He is a very wonderful Vaishnava, but he is servant of God. So they said, what you are talking? You are all grastas. What do you know? So like that, they were sidelined. Then they wrote a letter to Prabhupada. Prabhupada was like fire, you know. For him, like, can you imagine in his movement, you know, see, he is against Mayavad and some fellows are making him only God. Prabhupada was like fire, and that is the time he coined this second Pranati mantra. That Namaste Saraswati Devi, Gauravani Pracharani, Nirvishesha Shunyavani, Pascharya. So Prabhupada himself gave this so that people should never have a mistake that he is God. He is Saraswati Devi, means he is a servant of the Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and he is giving the Vani of God, and his main vision is to finish impersonalistic misconception. With that absolute ascension, thou was good, impersonal calamity, thou was. So, Srila Prabhupada was angry like fire whenever we could see Mayavad. So people make Guru into God. Very dangerous thing. Yeah. Okay.
How could an intelligent man competent enough to possess such exalted qualities? Allow his followers to praise him, he did not actually happen. Praising a man by saying that if he were educated, he might have become a great scholar or great president is nothing but a process of
Sorry. Yeah,
of cheating. A foolish person who agrees to accept such praise doesn't know that such were simply insults.
So if you praise someone, what he is not, showing as the quality, then it's an insult for a sober soul. Someone else maybe, like if you go to some people now, Rajam was telling example of one person, they went to some politician, and he had one, chela. He was massaging his feet, and after everything, अरे हमारे साहब तो ऐसे हैं, अरे हमारे साहब तो ऐसे हैं, तो he is continuously telling some glory. It's like he has some security problem, no? That this Sabji has some problem that he will feel insecure if he is not glorified after every 2 minutes. Suddenly he will start telling, and you will be glorifying him in whatever way you would, because he is basically supposed to give him some glorification after every 2 minutes. So people may do that, and some foolish fellow may feel very happy about it, but a mature person may feel insulted. Right? Man, I'm not doing. Why are you saying this? Like imagine, suppose some devotee calls us, oh, you are the pure devotee only, But you are delivering the whole universe to you. So what do you say? Hey, Haribol. Sometimes actually some neophyte people, when they glorify beyond like Sakale Samana Korite Shakati, they were not the yata. Befittingly honor someone. But some fellows go beyond, अरे प्रभु जी आप ही ने बचाया है, सारी दुनिया को बचाया, आप ही बचा रहे हैं, हमारे को भी आप ही ने बचाया है. Especially sometimes our followers are very sentimental. They may make us rise to, like one time I had gone to one city, where Grasta youth preachers are there. Youth preaching team of Grasta devotees. Grasta devotees are running a youth mission. So Radhesham was said, these are very unique Grastas, they are running a youth mission. We should go and preach to them. I said, okay. So they were feeding me prasadam. After that, they said, Proji, plate यहीं पर रख दीजिए. प्लेट क्यों रख दें यहाँ पे? नहीं प्रोजी, आपका महा सारे सब लोग काट के खाएंगे, माताएं भी लेंगी. भाई डेंजर है तो कहाँ है, पहले वॉश बेसिन दिखाओ. And then this guy took me inside the room. प्रोजी अब आपके पैर दबा दो. मैंने बोला ये तो बस इधर बच के रहने वाले. These fellows are going to Actually, when some people are too much, you understand these fellows are sentimental. I said, do you think that I'm going, you will be able to elevate yourself by eating my food, whatever I've eaten? It is not ma, it is juta. What you will get elevated? You will fall down. I will also fall down. You want me to fall down? Then after that, you will bury me under the ground because see, there are sentimental followers who will raise you to such heights because गुरु जी की जय हो पाद पूजा भी कर देंगे आप इन भागवत कथा है ना they do lot of such things आप बैठ जाइए बस and they will get a vessel also फटाफट vessel आ जाएगा पैर जब तक अंदर पानी में ऑलरेडी हो चुके होंगे तब आपको समझ आएगा क्या हो गया आपके साथ so they have very sentimental ideas and in India it is very famous in India they like to do all these culturally they are very high fi and hearing जब आएगा भाग जाएंगे अभी थोड़ा खाना बना लेते हैं स्वामी जी आए हैं उनको अच्छा प्रसाद खिलाएंगे अरे हमारे कथा सुन लीजिए आप so this kind of sentimental followers are unlimited in this and they will give you lot like what are this Gaur Gopal who told me once he said see grihasthas treat brahmacharis as deities so what is the meaning of it purport he said they want you to smile always give ashirvad never correct anything and they will feed you chappan do that means they will do all the आपका चरणामृत लेंगे मतलब 5 मिनट खा लेते they will give you chappan bhog they will make you eat so much that you fall down and if you give correction you can't give correction you should smile like DT always smiles does not pull the ear so you can't correct and give आशीर्वाद आप आइए आपके आपके पैर हमारे घर पे पड़ गए बस क्या बोलते पैर नहीं बोलते क्या बोलते हो चरण आपके चरण हमारे घर पधारे ऐसा बोलते जैसे हमारे चरणों में कुछ लगा हुआ है every day we have to clean the charan toilet nothing is suspicious about it except the point that we are glorifying Krishna when we go there that is the only thing which we have pure to offer so as brahmacharis we should be careful with this pampering sometimes you go home also I remember when I went home when my grandmother left so people were saying आप साधु हैं आप हमारे चरण क्यों छू रहे हैं actually I was touching the feet of my elders because they had come for my grandmother's demise but I was touching their अभी हमें आपके चरण छूने चाहिए ना ये नहीं हो सकता अभी चरण वरण छूने का सिस्टम नहीं है ना no we may not touch but they should also not that we allow that thing to happen sometimes that may go to the head also people actually there are many places you go when I went to a school contest oh my god BG contest in Gujarat and all actually Swaminarayan people have made Gujarat this dress as a very rare personality to me when you come into the people they're looking you up and down like some God's incarnation has descended from the sky they're thinking how has he come here certainly you are making announcement ki hamara contest hai ye hai wo hai all the boys and girls are very chalu they will come and suddenly you have to jump into the air and they're catching your feet and are idhar pakdo so I put my feet into the dhoti so they were pulling my dhoti also and I had left my chappal below and put my dhoti they took my chappal on there's a lot of culture or respect which is beyond us in the break time once I go India also in Dindi actually in Dindi you will see the Varkaris have a culture of touching each other's feet also both will touch the other person's feet I think ek dusre ka feet touch karte that is a very unique one I never saw that in my North Indian days so but this Pujari this Bhagavad Gita contest is very embarrassing one time in break time I was sitting in the school outside the office of the principal and I whole school zoop it was very difficult I said oh my god वजन लिया ऐसा भीड़ तक उठाया what give the mic to what does Prabhupada say mic is not on there's no sound Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. उसका आवाज है क्या?
Regarding this, the proper speaks in Chaitanya Chaitamani. He says that we should not allow anyone to touch our feet. It is Prabhupada makes a very strong remark that when people touch our feet, we get their karma, and that comes out in terms of reduction of and also falling physical illness. So, when we go to some programs, Prabhupada mentions that we are advised by, of course, the disciples can touch feet, but Prabhupada speaks a very strong remark on that.
Okay, so now Dasat Web was given as a Prabhupada authentic version why we should jump away from this kind of situation. Yeah. So I don't know if any of you is ready to take the karma of all those fellows. No. Someone will say, oh, इतना आदर सत्कार कर रहे हैं उसका भगवद गीता ज्यादा बढ़ जाएगा. Actually, we should not allow these things. They are sentimental people, and tomorrow they will bury us under the ground also if something wrong happens. Yeah. Okay, read the next one. You want to say something? Question.
Not the previous one. Actually, Hindu Maharaj has their Maharaj has been said as well. Satyava Shavda,
Yeah.
so there are other also Satyava Shavda, but such mention is not given. Since players or some glorifications is not but is there a special factor? What I understand, Satyava Shavda is a humanity where the special of God. So is this Satyava Shavda which is Maharaj is Spanish and not because you see
Some of the Shakti Vishatars may do their Leela. It's not like always some Vandis and Magadas will come and glorify. Here is a king, and a king has such people. Why such people were kept for the king? Because but they would not glorify, they would not flatter. They would tell the true qualities of the king and the activities of the king. And by that, pious king would feel encouraged to do that more. They would tell the true glorification. So, like a king, people are glorified, but actually he happens to be also Shaktava Shakta. Even other kings, you will see in the Vedic culture, this was the case, that they would glorify the king for his wonderful activities and qualities.
I was just in terms of Bhagavatam, the words of knowledge. In that case, Mr. Maharaj is a different kind of Satyava.
I don't think so. No. Nothing mentioned like that. Because here, see, Ritu Maharaj pastime is coming and he's been glorified, and then through that we learn many qualities of a leader. So we can learn that. But because he's a king and the Magadas are glorifying, there can be glorification of other personalities also. I'm not sure even in other scriptures there may be some glorification directly of the Shakti. I don't know any. Yes. Okay, so we think we should go fast to the PPT. What the PPT will bring out these things also. We'll go to the PPT. Huh? Whatever. I on any. What happened? Light gaya tha kya bichu? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hello, हुआ क्या? So coronation of Ritu. So Brahma sees the various marks and then these gifts are given. So Pitu, seeing the bards praise him, smiled and spoke like thunder to humbly chastise him. Actually, his way of telling is also very gentle. Oh, gentle. He was not. But at the same time, he told them, you should not do this. So there are a couple of things he said, which are worthy to see that what all we should be saying when we have to refuse inappropriate praises. How can these praises be directed to me as I have not displayed these qualities? So this is one thing we can tell. In case someone is glorifying beyond Adhikar, we tell that I'm not showing these qualities. Why are you saying like this? So we should tell you're a sadhaka, not a pure devotee. I am afraid that your words might go wrong if I don't display these qualities in the future. Then you will incur sin. So whatever you are saying may not come true if I don't fulfill that. So, and then he says, this will come. We did not read all the translations. In the future, in my absence, you may glorify me. But do not embarrass me by glorifying me in my presence. So this is another important thing. See, sometimes you glorify the devotee and embarrass him too much. So here he's saying that you may do it outside, but not in front of me. So one time, as soon as Radhanath Maharaj was glorifying one devotee, and then that devotee said, Maharaj, you are embarrassing me. Maharaj said, it is the success of my glorification to become completely embarrassed. Like that. So Maharaj went on. You will see why such a thing is done by great souls also. Sometimes, even when denied that you should not glorify, but still they go on. It will happen here also, you see that. And then he says, Supreme Lord's pastime should be sung in this. Krishna Katha hona chahiye. Kya mere bare mein baat kar rahe ho? So that is not the glory of a low person like me. So, another he says, a person with godly qualities would never have others praise him. That means if you call me having godly qualities, then how can I tolerate having praises from you? So I cannot tolerate this. What to speak of people who do not have those qualities? And if someone does not have those qualities, then anyway you should not praise him. No? See, if someone is godly, he will not allow others to praise him. And if someone is not godly, you do not praise him. So either way, don't praise. Real saintly people hate praise of themselves, as if for criticism of their abilities. And God Krishna Babaji Maharaj would say that if someone is a critic of yours, he criticizes, he's your very best friend. Keep him always with you. No? Now, I am not famous for my excellent activities. How can I foolishly engage others in praising me? So these are different things that he says. But Bart will go on to glorify. That will come in the next chapter. So we'll see this in the next chapter. So Radheshampu has brought out some lessons. You can read one. Okay. Take it.
Players, giving of vanity over borrowed goods, prayer should not be offered to an unqualified person. A sadhaka thrives on the auspices of Guru and Vaishnavas for his very sustenance in Krishna consciousness. Else, he can be swept away by Maya like a tiny leaf in a current of water. Sometimes, if he studies some interesting revelation of great souls from the books of Acharyas and speaks, he may be appreciated by others, but he should not expect others to glorify him the way the Acharyas are glorified or worshipped by all. If one holds such a false expectations, imagining oneself to be a self-effulgent Acharya, simply because he has got some following, he is considered foolish.
See, we may have borrowed some plumes. Plumes means what? Like the feathers of the peacock. So they are beautiful to look at. We may have, taken some beautiful realizations of the great souls and speaking that. Like imagine someone says that bhakti is not achieved but received. You say the word and someone says, kya bola aapne, kya bola? And then you feel, kya bola hoga maine, bahut kuch bola hoga. So people appreciate. Sometimes it happens after your lecture, many people come and say, today's lecture was amazing, yeah. And then it may go to the head also. And maybe I am the source of all those special words which have come out. But we may be only repeating something from the parampara. And we may not ourselves have the realization also. Like we may give faith to others. Some word is coming out and other people feel very enlivened. And we are struggling in our own japa. I remember, the japa book had come out. That time I shared with one batch of boys about that you should chant every holy name. Like here only one name. So one devotee took it very seriously. After few years also he said, because of that my chanting is improved. And I was thinking, what has happened to this fellow? This fellow has remained there only. I shared the realization of Burijan Prabhu. He has got delivered by Burijan Prabhu only. This fellow remained like this only. He was just a transmitter, not a, like, that story of the king. Actually, there are some three murtis, three horses. Murti, Khan, which is the most expensive one. So the test is done what? I'm telling in a very short way. So they put a wire from here and the wire comes out from here. And then, there is one wire put here and the wire comes out from there. First is you learn. You know the story, you tell the story. Prabhu ko mic do. ठीक है अकबर बिल्कुल बनाओ जो बनाना बनाओ मेन पॉइंट इम्पोर्टेंट है
तीन मूर्ति बनाई जाती है तो कौन सी ज्यादा लोग करेंगे और ज्यादा कीमती है तो पहला मूर्ति में एक
अरे माइक तो बोलो
काम से निकालने को दूसरा बोल तो बोलते ये यूजलेस है क्योंकि कोई काम का नहीं दूसरा निकाल ऊपर कान में डालते हैं और नहीं आती बाहर हाँ तो ये कुछ नहीं वो कान में डालते हैं मुंह से बाहर आएगा तो बोलते हैं ये कुछ तो है समथिंग हाँ कुछ का वैल्यू है और तीसरा होता है वो जाती है और आती नहीं बाहर तो बोलते हैं ये सबसे मोस्ट वैल्यूएबल जो व्यक्ति सुनता है और भूल जाता है तो यहाँ काम से गया और इस काम से निकल गया
इस कौन से उस कौन
तो कोई काम का नहीं दूसरा अगर सुनने के बाद बोल देता है रिपीट कर देता है तो कुछ उसका कुछ कीमत है और तीसरा है कि सुनने के बाद पूरा धारण कर लेता है अपने जीवन में बोलता है सबसे बेस्ट
उसके बाद एक और आना चाहिए वर्जन वो क्या वर्जन आना चाहिए इधर तक गया फिर ऊपर से बाहर आया वो उनकी स्टोरी में नहीं है लेकिन हमारी स्टोरी में आ सकता है न प्रभुपाद कुछ नहीं होंगे अंदर तक गया लेकिन बाहर नहीं आए जन्म सार्थक करी परब so someone may be speaking very high words thank you Dinanath so someone may speak high words but they are not his realization so one should not feel that we are very great we are just taking the realization from others yeah read next one
on being honest and transparent superior
one more thing I'll share about the previous one how many of you have observed that even if you don't speak anything, you just read a Prabhupada book with them. Many wonderful devotees come out by reading Prabhupada book with them. That means Prabhupada is making them devotee. Apna to bas basically we are coordinators. We are coordinators. Once Gaurang Prabhu was telling that he was standing in the train and Bombay trains were very full, So he was standing like this. Someone was into his armpit also. It was so full. And his book bag was here. And Bhagavad Gita was there. हेमंत बोला भगवत गीता है क्या हाँ है लेकिन हाथ को नीचे नहीं ला सकता कोई बात नहीं आप चिंता मत करो उसने भगवत गीता निकाला और पैसा अंदर डाल दिया बुक सोल्ड तो बोले आपको बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर बनने का भी जरूरत नहीं है बुक स्टैंड बनने का जरूरत है बुक स्टैंड बन जाओ बुक अपने आप बढ़ जाता है तो किसने बांटी बुक प्रभुपाद ने बांट दी बुक अपने आप यू जस्ट बी हिज इंस्ट्रूमेंट सो व्हाट इज आवर ग्लोरी यस रीड द नेक्स्ट वन
on being honest and transparent to the conductor. If a man who does not fully possess the attributes of a great personality engages his followers in praising with the expectation that such attributes will develop in the future, that sort of praise is actually an insult. Sometimes a sadhaka finds a group of newly arrived devotees profusely appreciating the pure devotees because they were brought to Krishna by God. On their part, they are seeing the mercy of Krishna manifesting through the sadhaka. But if sadhaka thinks, I am the source of their Krishna, and if he allows his follower to glorify but to him, that is actually an insult. Because the sadhaka should transfer all glories given to him, to his guru and Krishna, like a tax collector submits all tax collected to the government.
And so we have to be honest and transparent, superconductor, transferring the. So sometimes people consider us as the worthy of glorification. But think about it. Once Rajwasi was telling me that he asked Radheshankar that people when they appreciate, what should we do? He said they are not appreciating you; they are appreciating your connection to the parampara. Imagine you are not having any connection to the parampara. They not give you any garland. They will throw tomato on you. That is also cheap, tomato we have come, but they'll not throw any, Any garland they will not give. Why? Because they are garlanding your connection to the parampara. So we should never think that they are garlanding me. They are garlanding connection. Secondly, they are garlanding us to be blessed to speak something worthy. If you speak in parampara, that's why we have put you a garland. They go, we have blessed you that you speak. Like in the outside world, what happens? They garland and many people do tali also, no? Tali bajate hain. As if, उनको garland पहनाया, उनको सत्कार किया है. Actually, in the Bhagavatam class, when the garland is received, it is to bless the speaker to represent Vyasa. So it is a blessing on him. तो ताली वाली नहीं बजाना थी उस समय, ना? It's not like some performance going on or some sometimes new cultures have come from the outside world, into our ISKCON movement also. So जब आते हैं ना नेता लोग आते हैं ना, नेता लोगों को ऊपर गार्लैंड बनाते हैं और ताली बजाते हैं सब लोग. So that is like the mundane idea. Huh? What happened, bro? Recently, what? संडे को होता है. संडे को नए लोग आते हैं ना, उनको पता नहीं है कुछ. Sometimes people want to celebrate Vyasa Puja also. No, ordinary preachers actually. Like think about it. If your subordinate wants to give you a card on birthday, is it okay? It may be okay. He want to give you a laptop. No, that's not okay. Something is okay, but something is not okay already. When he gives you car only, So we should know what we can accept and what we cannot accept. There is a adhikar. A great soul can digest the whole thing. I think sometimes on the name of great souls, many people take like हम उनके लिए खरीद रहे हैं. One time I went to a temple. So one devotee said that my brother was telling that there Parvati Gopal Krishna Maharaj comes. That Parvati Gopal Krishna Maharaj will sit in the car. I will purchase a 40 lakh car. इधर अरे महाराज एक दिन निकले आते हैं, तुम उसके लिए 40 लाख की कार में 364 दिन तुम घूमोगे, एक दिन भगवान महाराज को घुमाओ. तो अब महाराज का नाम नहीं लो, तुम्हें लेना तो ले लो, महाराज का नाम मत. Sometimes people, even the connection with great souls is so great, seen as so great that महाराज के लिए खरीद रहे तो चलेगा. But we should be careful that people are not developing a sentimental idea towards our relationships. We are very ordinary people. See, great souls can digest Vyasa Puja. Once Radheshampu's birthday was there, and he had gone for a Atharva program, and devotees had made cake. आज तो प्रभु जी का बर्थडे बनाएंगे. So Radheshampu said nothing doing. I'm not going to have a birthday cake. Nothing. This is not my adhikar. Then everyone was like serious. Everyone was ready now. अभी तो birthday बनाएंगे. Then Radheshampu said, okay, so we have many children here. Anyone's birthday today? Then one birthday. My birthday today, Haribol. Come, cut the cake. Tum, happy birthday to you. सब लोगों ने cake खा लिया. So Radheshampu kept the sweetness of the program, but removed himself from the program. So sometimes people will say, don't spoil the show. Now you cut the cake. But what do you think? What can happen? Imagine you cut your cake. Your cake, the birthday cake, and all the followers have seen that Prabhuji ne finally the maan gaye na, cake kaat liya. Then what will happen? This is parampara system. Now this will happen tomorrow with others also. Huh? Yes, Prabhu, Madhukiran, you saying that? Yeah, they will also grow to do this only. Like one time I took one of our devotees, Sapran Brahmachari. He came with me to Kharagpur. And when I came to take rest, the bedding was already laid down. The mosquito net was already there. I asked, he was beside me. I asked, who spread this mosquito? I did. I said, did I ask you to spread this mosquito? No. So please don't do this ever again. Because actually, see what will happen if I set this kind of a standard that you can spread. Some subordinate comes with you, you can spread the mosquito net. That means personal services can be taken. Then the boys are also seeing. So हम जब ब्रह्मचारी बनेंगे ना तो personal services ले लेंगे. Actually, we should never take personal services from the subordinates unless your health is bad. Is a different thing. That is a health issue. But otherwise, in a normal course, like see something we can allow when we are sitting in the prasadam, it's a Vedic serving. Devotees can serve everyone, and we are also getting served. That is okay. But imagine someone is washing our clothes or spreading mosquito net and saying like one time you ask some friend of yours to get your prasadam plate, it's okay. Every time you tell Prabhuji, today also you get in my prasadam plate, then you not say it, but you will knock or something. You will say it in his mind. So it is something we should not ask as privileges in the life. So and subordinate may want to give also. You have seen some subordinates like to do services like that. तो जी ये करने दीजिए मुझे थोड़ा सा करने दीजिए तो जी एक बार आपका ये आप आए like even bag also na actually we should hesitate to give the bag when I give them a if I am carrying Prabhupada book I say you can carry this book bag because that is Prabhupada rest is my own luggage only so in case you have the capacity of the body you can carry so what about the great souls when they do it see the great soul's body is an instrument of Krishna completely. So when the subordinates, the servants, they take their bodily needs care, then their soul is completely for Krishna available. Like imagine they don't have to worry about prasadam. The prasadam minimum time is being used for just honoring the prasadam. Just the best prasadam requirements and everything is done through a devotee. So that what is happening? This devotee, the great soul, is able to offer his soul completely for Krishna because he has that capability. Now, how many of us can say that we can offer ourselves completely for Krishna? Our body needs are taken care by someone else. Can any of us say? No. So that is why it is not our adhikar. But a great soul can do it. So that's why better pass on. Read the next one.
On team,
This mic is not working well.
on being a successful deflector of glories. Vaishnavas do not like to hear praise about themselves, rather they like to sing the glories of Hari Guru and other Vaishnavas. Thus in sadhaka stage, when one is still in neophyte stage, one should follow in the footsteps of Prithu and refuse politely when glorification is obtained. In sadhaka stage, it may be pleasing to one's senses to hear from someone's own glories, because that pampers one's false ego and gives a sense of elation. That experience is technically called sincerity.
Rajam is putting in a very sweet way. That experience is technically called sense gratification.
One should immediately deflect such glories to Guru's and Krishna's mercy that will save oneself from becoming falsely proud, imagining oneself to be somebody what one is not.
So, see, it is very natural for the false ego to feel just happy when someone appreciates. Prabhuji, you are so nice. What a lecture you give. You feel like something, like better than fish kind of thing. But there is a conditioned response. In what is the definition of humility? Prabhupada writes, do not be anxious to have the satisfaction of being honored by others. So not being anxious. कोई बोलेगा क्या? Lecture. It's a natural thing, ना? ज़्यादा कोई आके बताए कुछ तो बोलेगा. So that is actually technically a desire for egoistic self-determination. So we should love all glories to all devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga. Jai Prabhupada. One devotee, he was sitting on the Vyasasana and he shuru mein bola, I'm very fallen soul, I'm not qualified, ye wo bola. And then in the end, one person, he was a new person sitting in the audience. He raised his hand. Any questions? He raised his hand. He said, स्वामी जी हमें एक बात आपका अच्छा लगा आप ब्राह्मण हैं आप व्यास आसन पर बैठे हैं आपने अपने बारे में ऐसा बोला कि आप ये हैं वो हैं कुछ हैं हमें ये अच्छा नहीं लगा तो यू नो व्हाट दैट फेलो सेड ऐसा बोलना चाहिए ऐसा बोलना चाहिए व्यास आसन के ऊपर बैठ के ऐसे बोलते हैं So one fool is sitting in the audience, one other fool is sitting. So he's speaking out of just a drama, you know. बोलने में भी humility नहीं है, pride है, you know. Like when we say, and what is that? Shri Guru Karuna Sindhu Adama Janara Bandhu. So it's not like Shri Guru Karuna Sindhu Adama Janara Bandhu. Adama Janara Bandhu, you know. So how much we are able to see our adhamta is very important. Not to the public, not that how much we can tell others, they go on, aise patit hai, ye patit hai. In the inside core of our heart, what are we considering ourselves as? Who do you think what you are? You know? So if our heart is properly humble, we will be seeing ourselves as a sadhaka, trying to purify, got the opportunity to purify. The great souls have blessed me to preach. I remember first time I gave device session in Kharagpur. So Radheshampu was there in Kharagpur that time. So I went to Radheshampu, Guruji, I prepared, but no consciousness, I'm fallen soul. But your mercy can only help me to preach and all that. Radheshampu blessed me, he says, beta jao, you know. Now it's like, I'll lecture yoga, everyone just talk. You know, previously it was like so much prayerful, I'm not qualified, I'm going in the Vyasasana to speak on the Vyasasana now. You know, so sometimes the sense of dependency gets lost after we are used to giving many lectures. So it is not that we have to show a false humility, but there should be a sense of feeling of lack of qualification on spiritual platform. Intellectually, we may know everything, you know. Like now I am quoting from Radheshampu's lecture, tak, 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 khada, khad. तैयार है माल तैयार है अभी बता दिया जाए but our consciousness how it is whether we are doing in the mood of a servant or not so that thing we may not have and that's why if we hear praises that goes to the head also so it is important to cultivate right consciousness if you read Krishnadas Kaviraj he is telling about how the author got mercy you know it's an amazing chapter. He says, I'm going to tell you that I received mercy. And now you may think I'm proud by telling that I received mercy. But this is the very point that even I can receive mercy. That is the power of mercy of Nityananda, that even he can bless this fallen soul like me. So very powerful section there. That the great souls never think that they are qualified. They glorify the mercy. Okay. Read. Can we read the next one?
Once do its gradually follows. The sadhaka may be surprised to see people whom he is preaching to, getting attracted by his preaching and becoming attached to him. He may start wondering, what is in me that makes everyone love me and be passionate to love me? The answer is that sadhaka is a neophyte and that he has become attracted because he is representing the glorious message of consciousness.
Like someone may think, ना देखो वो लोग बोल रहे हैं मैं नहीं बोल रहा कुछ होगा ना अंदर तभी तो बोल रहे हैं maybe I become empowered you know? See empowered means also there is a power of someone else huh? You may be empowered but power is someone else but you have to think that I am the empowered one is a very dangerous idea so we should think okay today Krishna has kindly allowed me to speak at his glories but if someone says why there why कुछ होगा ना अंदर होना चाहिए this kind of thoughts which come are a neophyte's consciousness. I think this thought itself can show a neophyteness. You know? If someone thinks that देखो how glorious I am, that itself shows that भक्ति बहुत कम है अभी, इसीलिए कौलसी को बहुत चमक रहा है इधर. Yes.
Krishna is attracting on people express that love, but Krishna by imposing that love which sadhaka which becomes intoxicated as a success. Is likely to become distracted from Krishna listening to the pride, petition, proving one's greatness, minimizing those who may appear to be not so empowered, ignoring good instructions of superiors and pure etc. Sadhaka should consider himself like a positive beyond of his spiritual master, simply to deliver the goods message of God.
So Radheshampu gives the example of imagine you come out of the altar with a full plate full of sweet rice, maha sweet rice offered to the Lord. And the whole audience, Sham ko hota hai na, Sham ko, the public is very mad after any maha coming out, you know. So imagine you come with the sweet rice. So everyone will run towards you, right? So are they running towards you? They are running towards the sweet rice. You will leave the sweet rice on the table and you go, but no one will come behind you. The sweet rice is what is important. Similarly, they are attracted to Krishna, which you may be carrying. You are insignificant. You are soul only. You are not Bhagwan. Very powerful graphic example. People want the sweet rice. I give everything. They was out of meri taraf aa rahe hain. So like that. And he is saying, see what all happens when the sadhaka becomes intoxicated by such success. He is likely to become distracted from Krishna, pride, competitive, distracted means then he will start giving more time to preparing first class lectures so as to give time to other powerful lecture देंगे ऐसा सबको हिला डालेंगे you know ऐसा बोलेंगे सारा दुनिया हिलेगा you know so they will try to learn from some YouTubers how to speak you know ऐसा बोलेगा वैसा बोलेगा you know, अंदाज में बोलेगा actually if you see इसके Amol Leela Prabhu Bharata Prabhu they are very humble people. They are not very, you know, they are not in the sky. They're preaching to millions, but they are very level-headed people. They can, if you see, Amol Leela Prabhu will be like a servant of all the devotees coming in the assembly of it. Very sweet, humble Vaishnava. But he is glorified by so many people. But imagine seeing him, how he speaks. Then someone thinks, अभी हम भी वैसे अंदाज में बोलेगा तो अपना भी हो जाएगा. अरे कुछ नहीं होगा. Joker लगता है, have you seen when people try to imitate some very great, he looked like a pakka joker, and you feel like sympathy for him. So don't do so much drama. You like the normal thing, right? You seen some fellows try to imitate because they have seen motivational speaker. ऐसा बोलने से लोग को actually for Amol Leela it is natural. Because वो naturally है, वो उनका style है वो बस. Even before he became popular. I have met him before that also. He was like that only. He was that sweet person, and his speaking style was. He had been into dramas and everything, so he had that natural style. So now people try to do drama, थोड़ा हिंदी इंग्लिश मिक्स करके बोलेंगे जैसे वो बोलते हैं, लेकिन कुछ नहीं होता. उसका फॉलोअर 100 ही आता है. Then they say क्या हुआ है? So Rajan was giving an example of Chaitanya Chambu was sharing it with him in a very joyful way. That see, I gave one lecture in one place. And Amol Leela heard that lecture, and he spoke the same lecture content which Chaitanya Jambu gave. And when Chaitanya Jambu gave some 100, 200, some few hundred, views are there. And when Amol Leela gave the same content, copying from Chaitanya Jambu, he got thousands and thousands of views. So Chaitanya Jambu was amazing. So he said, I am a content maker. He said, content deliverer. So there can be people who are very amazing in delivery. We should not try to become, like copycats of the charisma of the great souls or the popular souls. Sometimes it is a siddhi or a past karma also. And this is Lord Gopal told. I asked him, Prabhuji, so many people you are preaching to. So are you able to cultivate them? He said, see, this is some past karma coming to me. I become famous. So जब ये सब उतर जाएगा, उसके बाद जो बचेंगे ना उन लोगों को कल्टीवेट कर लूंगा. Very good, sweet soul ना. He understand. अरे आ रहा है चला भी जाएगा अभी लोग ताली बजा रहे कल कोई नहीं आएगा. फिर जो बचेंगे ना वो जेन्युइन है, उनको पकड़ेंगे. इतने को कौन पकड़ेगा? करोड़ों लाखों को कौन पकड़ेगा? जो एक्चुअल है नंबर वो आने दो, उसको कल्टीवेट करेंगे. So some people, so they can see. But what happens when they get distracted from because of pride, competition, proving one's greatness, minimizing those who may appear not empowered. So they may think we have become great souls. Krishna Shakti Vina Nahi Tar Pravartan. Actually, Amol Leela Prabhu, he has made many 1600 by YouTube. Yeah. Many devotees we meet और 1600 ready-made youth उसको लाके वॉइस में जमा कर लो. So surely he is very empowered. Now by seeing him, we become envious, or someone who is in this role doing like what Amol Leela is doing, and that person becomes saying that, oh ये लोग क्या कर रहे हैं, 4 लोगों को भक्त बना देना है, देखो क्या हमारा अंदाज ही अलग है. And sometimes someone may do something bigger than even Swamis and all externally, like some Swamis may have only 100 followers on their YouTube. And he does not mind, he is absorbed in business. And this fellow has got million followers and these things. देखो, हम भी तो अभी समझ जाओ कौन कितना बड़ा है ना. समझना चाहिए, बोलने की जरूरत नहीं है. So बोलने की जरूरत नहीं है क्योंकि बोलने लायक भी नहीं है. So And he may ignore the good instruction of superior and guru. See, he may develop pride. ये क्या बोलेंगे, ये इनके कितने follower हैं? So actually, like if you see Gauragopal Prabhu and Amolila Prabhu, these type of devotees, some of their gurus YouTube are not so much watched as there, but they know that I am actually at the lotus feet of the spiritual master. That is my protection. Otherwise, कभी भी उड़ा के ले जाएंगे. So we should never, allow that to happen. We always give glories to the parampara. All glories to the Guru and Parampara. Yeah, read the last one. Last one. Mike,
Glorify the source of our goodness. The sadhaka should know that our abilities, physical, mental, etc., are supplied by the Supreme Lord. Thus, it would be hypocritical to block the glories of others from transferring them to the Supreme Person to whom it belongs to. The person to whom it belongs to. That is why we say all glories to personal divinity. All glories to personal devotees, all glories to personal devotees, and all glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga without stealing any glory for ours.
So all glories, with no glory to me. So see, we were no one in this world. You can remember your past before coming to Krishna. And Vaishnavas picked us up and then made us something from whatever nonsense we were to become somewhat a Vaishnava. And now we may be put on a stage to give Krishnavas lectures also. Even for that, the training is also given by the Vaishnavas. How to give lecture also, what to speak in the lecture. Even PPTs are made by some other Vaishnavas. We give the lecture only. Like now I am giving this lecture. This PPT and the lecture on that PPT is given by Rajabu. But I am just repeater, So at least you should be good repeaters and also not take the credit of repeating, So all glories to all Vaishnavas, all glories to Guru and Guru. So we should know that the original opulence, there is no copyright on knowledge. Like one devotee came to Radha Shampoo and asked, "Guruji, आपने सारा बुक्स अपना अपलोड कर दिया, कोई कॉपी कर लेंगे, आपको डर नहीं लगता? कोई आपसे ज्यादा पॉपुलर हो जाएगा?" I mean, what डर लगेगा? I will be very happy. Please, you preach more. You take this also more than you take. हाँ, he said, अभी हमने आपका सारा मटेरियल कॉपी कर लिया, अब हम आपको पछाड़ देंगे. So Raja बोले, very nice, करो, very good. I think one devotee, there is a very neophyte type of enthusiastic follower of Radha Shankar. He wrote to me one time. Actually, he wanted to tell. He tells many things that what Radha Shankar can do to increase his preaching. One time he wrote, "Prabhuji, Amog Leela has already conquered India. You should quickly conquer America, otherwise he will conquer America also." I wrote to him, "You rascal, what do you think Radha Shampu's consciousness is? Can you write like this? Do you understand what is? You are simply, in the wrong consciousness. Radha Shampu will garland Amog Leela to welcome him and say, you conquer America, we can conquer the whole world." Vaishnava loves if some Vaishnava can bring the whole world Krishna consciousness. You are talking like a neophyte who does not have any clarity of the consciousness of Vaishnava. Anyway, see, people, so such followers are very dangerous. We should be very clear. इन लोगों को चने के झाड़ पे नहीं चलाने का. But they may make us feel like they are, very special followers of us. But they are actually going to make us neophyte like them by associating with them. But we should never hear their glorification very with an open heart. We should also be with the devotees who will tell our, faults very clearly. Then we will remain on the, head can be in the sky, but the legs will be on the ground. So now we'll pause. So this is the chapter 15 over. Chapter 16 will begin after the break. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. 12:30, 12:45. sorry. Vijay. So we should try to learn about the different incarnations from the Guru Sadhu Shastra. All should follow it. One more thing which Radhachandra brought out as a good lesson. See, when we are trying to see Lord Chaitanya as the Supreme Lord, so what is the basis? Shastra. The Shastras tell it. Many great souls have talked about it. When Krishnadas Kaviraj is writing the Chaitanya Charitamrita, he has quoted many verses from the Kadachas of Sarup Damodar and Murari Uttar, which actually bring the philosophical tattva of Lord Chaitanya being the Supreme Lord also. So Srila Prabhupada translated Chaitanya Charitamrita, not Chaitanya Bhagavat, because he wanted to make the philosophical foundation of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu very clear to the people. Otherwise, it will become a sentimental thing that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is accepted as God. But if you see Krishnadas Kaviraj's Chaitanya Charitamrita, it is talking more in a like a tattvic way that how Lord is the Supreme Lord, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the Supreme Lord. So about not only Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, why we consider Nityananda as Balram, we may, but one reference is the songs of the Vaishnavas, which are also in line with the Shastra. But there are many Shastras also to speak. Plus the great souls themselves have spoken. Like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu talks. When Nityananda came to Navdeep, they said, I am seeing a chariot with the Balram's flag, and he has come here. Now you go and find this great soul, he has come here. So he himself tells about that Nityananda is Balram. And he only tells about Advaita Acharya as Mahavishnu. So once we develop great faith in the great souls verdict or something, then acceptance of the Bhakti Marg and these Bhakti divine personality become very easy. So it is important that we develop these kind of divine faith in the great soul. Like we also said, Prabhupada said, as soon as someone said Prabhupada said, that is a waiting thing. Now Prabhupada said, okay. Then we can immediately put faith. So great souls carry that kind of a weight. And by quoting by the great souls, we can also glorify. So here the Magadas and the Nandis and the Sutas, they are not glorifying Prithu Maharaj as Supreme Lord on their own account. They are borrowing the wisdom from the great souls. So similarly, we should also borrow the wisdom of the great souls and speak about it. So by that we will be authentic also, and we can sufficiently glorify, appropriately glorify. Okay, so yeah. Is the next thing? This next.
Although the king denied praise because he was not at all not attacking, exhibiting his godly qualities, the decider did not stop praising him, rather being very pleased with him, who, although actually an incarnation of God, was so humble and delightful in his willing goodness. In this connection, we may note that it was mentioned that he who was smiling was in a pleasant mood while speaking to the disciples. Thus, we have to learn from the Lord or his incarnation how to be temple and humble. The king's behavior was very pleasing to the disciples. Consequently, the disciples enjoyed their praise.
Now, the three things in this. See, one thing is that rather they were very pleased with the king, who although actually an incarnate God was so humble and delightful. Like if a senior devotee does not accept praise, it further evokes respect in the heart of the subordinate that he is so humble, he's genuine. He does not need any, he does not like any praise, rather he is gentle and humble. So this is a good behavior of a senior who does not expect and does not accept any praise like that. And then the second point which is mentioned is that the Lord was speaking in a smiling way. King Prithu was speaking was smiling and was in a pleasant mood while speaking to the reciters. देखो ऐसा नहीं बोलना चाहिए. So he was not like, so he was not like chastised. He was humbly chastising him. If you would go to the The previous section you will see, you will say. O gentle Sutas, Magadas, and other devotee offering prayers. O gentle reciters. He's always the, if you say, what is the word used there? Sabya. Sabya means person who is gentle. So he was very sweetly disposed towards them. So what Radhishambhu was telling, see, Srila Prabhupada here is trying to bring another important Vaishnava etiquette in our life. That even if we have to refuse something, in a Vaishnava circle, we should refuse it in a very gentle and a polite manner, not in a very arrogant manner. Like if someone comes to you to give you Mahaprasad, and today is your Ekadashi, you have to do Nirjala. And so, what Prabhu? You want to break my Nirjala? You're giving me Mahaprasad, you want to break my Nirjala? That devotee's heart will be broken. Prabhuji, I came gifting you something, sorry. You will become broken hearted. But if you say, sorry Prabhu, today I am trying to do Nirjala, I am grateful that you are offering me Mahaprasad. I can pay obeisances to this Mahaprasad. But today I can't honor it. So that's like being a gentle way, not like, when people do austerities for austerity itself, then they become hard in their austerities. Because of that, harsh words come out. हम निर्जल कर रहे हैं, ये लोग क्या सजल क्या सफल भी नहीं, ये तो सब खाते हैं, sweet भी खा रहे हैं. So then the person's pride comes in austerity, and when there is pride in the austerity, there will be harshness also. Then one cannot be gentle. So this was one example he told about Ekadashi Vrata time, and someone comes for the birthday time, he comes and Prabhuji, today is the birthday to Hari Bo, happy birthday, happy Krishna birthday, this is a gift for you. What birthday, Prabhuji? I was born on this in this murder world. On this day, the most fallen day for me. Bhutva, what is that? I am not this body. So imagine someone speaks these kind of words philosophically. The devotee will feel gift, do nahi do, हमें तो छोड़ दो वरना यहीं पे बंद कर देंगे मुझको ना. So there is a way to tell. What can I say? My birthday is not worthy to be glorified. See, there is a gentle way to tell the same point. Someone wants to say that I am a conditioned soul, my birthday is not worthy. It's not like you have to chastise that guy for it. One can tell that, my birthday, I am a fallen soul. But you are kind upon this fallen soul to help me feel loved and cared and appreciated. That's why you have come and told me. But actually, I am a sadhaka only. You just pray that I can do something better. Every day, I am passing with every birthday, I am coming closer to death, but I am not becoming a Vaishnava. You please bless me that next 1 year at least I give more from Krishna. That means we are in a positive mindset overall. Not like, birthday getting na? So there is no harshness in Vaishnava ways of being. Another wonderful thing he shared is the third point. First point I told was that one should, when someone senior shows humility, gentleness, that further attracts the devotees. Second point was we should be humble and gentle in even saying refusals in Vaishnava Sangha. And third thing is that if a devotee is not irritated, see here the devotee started again glorifying further. Because king was not speaking in a strict manner, he was speaking in a gentle, so he said this is a very fine etiquette. Like he told examples, like one time this one Gopal Krishna Maharaj was coming to the station. I think he mentioned station, maybe Maharaj that time must have come in the station. Now Maharaj is coming, right? So he said, see, Radhesham rule, we should not come, no one should come to the station. And then Radhesham and 100 devotees went, and we were doing big Kirtan, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, and Maharaj came, see, Radhesham, why did you take trouble? You were such a busy devotee, you should not have done all this. And Maharaj is smiling also. So basically, he is happy, devotees came, but he is also shy. That is genuine Vaishnavism. In genuine Vaishnavism, one does not feel like troubling other Vaishnavas, they will take trouble to. But he is not like, he is not irritated about it. So this is, then it's fine. He also told another example. Sometimes you are going to glorify a great soul like Gopal Krishna Maharaj. So See, Radhesham, don't, you should not, sit down. Hey, Maharaj, just 2 minutes, and then 2 minutes or 4 minutes you take also, no problem, So, we should not think, Maharaj bole, nahi glorify, no, that refusal is his etiquette, and to continue glorifying is our etiquette. We should not think, Maharaj ne bol diya na, nahi jaane ka, kuch jaane ka nahi. So that is not, like sometimes we are very foolish, we don't understand the delicate dealings, then we may just take the external word as the final instruction. One time he told Prabhu Radhanath Maharaj had come to take rest in Krishna Chandra Bo's house here, Mahatlal Bangla. So Govind Guru called and told, no one should come to meet Maharaj, he is coming here to take some rest. If all of you come, then it will be very troublesome for Maharaj. So then Radhesham called back that at least 3-4 of us senior devotees are coming to just receive him, will garland him and then go back. Is that okay? Govind Guru said, it's not just okay, it is required. Some should come also. I was telling that not that some Bharat is coming and then Maharaj please oblige that सब के तो reciprocate करना पड़ेगा. But some should come also and garland. Sannyasi is coming. No one comes. So what happens now? We don't know the gentle nature of Vaishnava dealing. We may be like, very gross. बोला है नहीं करने का तो नहीं करते छोड़ो. No. So like that you were saying, the gentle refusal. So still we can, even in prasadam serving it happens. In prasadam serving you will see, like mango shake is there. You come and say, प्रभु जी थोड़ा दे दो. नहीं चाहिए प्रभु जी, नहीं चाहिए, नहीं चाहिए. वो ऐसा हाथ हिला भी रहा है और बोले नहीं चाहिए. वो मतलब ऐसे कर रहा है कि डाल भी सकते हो. So that means you can डाल भी सकते हो. ठीक है प्रभु जी दे दिया तो आपने अच्छा है ठीक है कोई बात नहीं. Thank you प्रभु जी. And then otherwise, if you fold this plate, नहीं चाहिए प्रभु जी बिल्कुल नहीं चाहिए, and then you pour it there only, नहीं क्या प्रभु जी अभी मेरा पेट खराब हो जाएगा, इतना पी के, sometimes people get up only, then you can't chase them, and that means they are very, right now it's like bring, they don't want more. If you give that time, then it will be out of etiquette, it will be offensive. But if you give in a gentle manner, then he is also little gently saying no. थोड़ा अच्छा थोड़ा दे ठीक है थोड़ा दे भी सकते हैं ठीक है मतलब कि दे सकते हैं टिकटिंग होता है ना प्रश्नों के बीच में ऐसे so we should see the mood of the devotee how is he saying yes no which item sometimes some other item he may agree for so he told one more example is that sometimes devotee this I witnessed in Rohini temple opening this time also I was sitting and 3-4 sannyasis were sitting and Mahamantra Prabhu so he अरे क्या सर्व लोग सर्व नहीं कर रहे इधर देखो सब सर्व करो इधर सो अरे सब के प्लेट में है ही नहीं कुछ देखो स्वीट का है इधर यहाँ पे कुछ सबको सर्व करो क्या चलो तो राजा वो चले एग्जाम्पल इसे वो क्या होता है उधर देखो उसको भी नहीं है इसको भी नहीं है मतलब क्या इधर भी नहीं है ना इधर भी सर्व करो बट व्हाट द एटिकेट इन वैष्णव सर्कल इज टू टेल दैट सबकी प्लेट में नहीं है तो सर्व करो सर्व नहीं कर रहे मतलब क्या इधर भी सर्व करो. So if you go to all the other plates and you go back, that is not proper. He's gently saying that you please serve me also. But he wants to tell that serve in other plates. So these are very fine etiquettes, So we may be very gross and we think, प्रभु जी बोले सबको सर्व कर दो हम सबको सर्व करके चल दिए अरे ऐसे नहीं होता है. So we should be so Vaishnavas if they are denying but sweetly denying, then we can continue to go also. Let us go ahead. Read this. Okay, recite this. Nalam vayam te mahimanu varnane yo deva varyo upakara maya venam vajatasya cha paurushante vachaspatina abhrumudya. Guys, Bollywood. The reciters continue.
Dear King, you are a direct incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Lord Vishnu. And by his causeless mercy, you have descended on him on this earth. Therefore, it is not possible for us to actually glorify your exalted activities. Although you have appeared to the body of King Vena Even great orators and speakers like Lord Brahma and other demigods cannot exactly describe the glories of the Lord.
Shivi Virinchenutam, the Lord is glorified by even Brahma and the Brahma, Shiva and other demigods, but it is not sufficient still. So what is our standard? We are simply some conditioned souls. So here in the section, Prabhupada talks about first Mahamaya, Yoga Maya, and the Lord here, the word which is mentioned Maya, that he appears by his internal potency or causeless mercy. So Lord is not under Mahamaya when he comes. He is a divine incarnation. He is the supreme Lord only. And he may even appear as Matsya, Kurma, Vara. Still he remains under his internal potency only. He is coming as a Leela. And he is worthy of glorification by all the great sages and saints, including Ananta, who is singing the glories in memory. So, he's saying the demigods, you can read the yellow portion. Mike.
The demigods cannot
No.
find adequate language to express the glories of the Lord, then what to speak of others? Consequently, reciters like Sutta and Magadha felt inadequate to speak about many things. By glorifying the Lord with exalted verses, one can become glorified. Although we are unable to offer prayers to the Lord in an adequate fashion, our duty is to make the attempt in order to glorify ourselves. It is not that we should stop our glorification because demigods like Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva could not adequately glorify the Lord. Rather, as stated by Prahlad Maharaj, everyone should glorify the Lord according to his own ability. If we are serious and sincere devotees, the Lord will give us intelligence to offer prayers properly.
So this is a very beautiful section. It is telling that the great people cannot glorify, but just like Prahlad set the right example. If we glorify for, we will get purified. So this verse will recite from Prahlad Maharaj. Ooh. What to do? Huh? Yeah. 7, 9, 11. Okay, 11 and 12 it is. Actually, 11 is also important. Yeah. 7, 9, 11. Got it? नैवात्मना प्रभुरयं निजलाभपूर्णो मानं जनालभूषा करुणाविनीते यच्चनो भगवते विदधि प्रमाणं तच्चात्मने पश्यतां. Read the translation.
Supreme Lord, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is always fully satisfied in himself. Therefore, when something is offered to him, the offering by Lord's mercy is for the benefit of the soul. For the Lord does not take service from anyone. To give an example, if one's face is decorated, the reflection of one's face in a mirror is also seen to be decorated.
So it benefits oneself only. The Lord does not need service, but one who offers service to the Lord, he gets benefit. That is the mood of the devotee. And then he says, Tasmadaham vigata viklava ishwarasya sarvatmana vijnana yata manisham nichoya sarvam pradisha uyeta anvarnitena.
Therefore, although I was born in a demonic family, I may without offer prayers to the Lord with full endeavor as far as my intelligence allows. Who has been approached by ignorance to enter the material world, they will be purified of material life if he offers prayers to the Lord and hears the Lord's voice.
So Prahlad's consciousness is going through a tug of war. He's saying Brahma, they are Suragana. He's saying all these great demigods, they are standing here. Brahma ji, Shiv ji, everyone standing. Lakshmi is also standing. They are feeling that they are not qualified to offer prayers. Who am I? They can speak Sanskrit poetry like Ganges flowing from their mouth. And they are in Sattva, they are very dear to you, they are empowered agents of yours. They are not glorifying. What will I do? I am Ugra Jati. So he's saying that is, I am not qualified. And then he's saying that he can see one drop of devotion which has come in the through the mercy of Narad Muni, by which a drop of devotion can actually please you also. And it is actually simply by glorifying you, I will get purified. So you are Nijalava Purna, you are not actually needing anything, but I will get purified. So now he is battling. He is battling between his disqualification and his greed to glorify the Lord. Like in this song also, na, Radha Krishna Pranamara, or it say, Chamara Dolago Kave Heri Mukha Chandra. And then later on it says, Agyaya Agyaya Karugo Seva Charanara Vrinda. So Lalita Vishaka Adi Jata Saki Vrinda Agyaya Karugo Seva Charanara Vrinda. So he's saying that actually, if you see the song, it is very esoteric song where he is talking about very personal service to Shri Radha Krishna. But he is understanding that I am not qualified. So sometimes a devotee out of greed to glorify the Lord, to serve the Lord. Like imagine how many of you feel if you get to serve your spiritual master personally, it is very, you will jai, and you like to run towards it. How many of you feel personal service towards spiritual, right? But at the same time, imagine when we look at our situation, like imagine Antardip Das. If I say, yes, Pranavanand is getting such wonderful mercy, I also want to cook for Radha Maharaj, for Gujarat Maharaj. Then I think, what will I cook, Baba? I don't know only cooking. So that is one external disqualification. And also I see that he's a very fine-tuned person who knows moods of Vaishnavas. Now I see Pranavanand Guru. You can see, like Maharaj was meeting some devotees of his own Bhakti Devapuri Maharaj. So then immediately brought out the photo of Maharaj with Bhakti Devapuri Maharaj. So he's a very fine-tuned person who can assist in the mood of that great soul. So I may be gross and then how will I serve? So we can learn also. At the same time, I may see my disqualification. So when we see the disqualification, then there is a sense of how can I serve? Versus there is a greed to get to associate, get to serve, get the mercy. So the same way here, Prahlad is feeling, there is no better opportunity, glorifying the Supreme Lord, Jai, versus how can I glorify? I am not qualified. So between the two, then finally he made up his mind. I will glorify because it will be purifying my heart, and I will glorify according to my level of whatever adhikara. See, there is a beautiful verse in the third canto. तथापि कीर्त्याम्यङ्गा यथा मति यथा सतम् कीर्तिं हरे स्वां सत्कर्तु गिरम् अन्याविदा सति.
In spite of my inability, whatever I now able to hear from the spiritual master and whatever I could assimilate now, I am now describing glorification of the Lord by your spirit, or otherwise my thought of
This is Maitreya to Vidura. Maitreya to Vidura. Tathavi Kirtyami Anga. Anga is Vidura. So Vidura, I will glorify Kirtyami Yatha Mati Yatha Shrutam. Whatever I have heard, that means just like they are saying, that Muni Chodita, whatever I have heard from the Munis, accordingly will glorify. There is a Yatha Shrutam, whatever I have heard. Yatha Mati, and assimilated also. That means we cannot glorify another person also beyond what our adhikar. So Kirtim Hare Swam Sat Kurtum. Because by glorifying Hari, Swam Sat Kurtum, it will purify my heart. And otherwise, Giram means the tongue. Anyavida Asati, it will remain unchaste. The tongue's master is Krishna. The glorification should be done for Krishna. If I don't glorify Krishna, then who will I glorify? So if the tongue does not do its own purpose of glorifying the Lord, then it is not sati. Asati, sati means chaste. Asati means unchaste. So the wife should glorify the husband, And if the tongue is not glorifying the husband, the master, Krishna, then it is going to be talking some nonsense. So better I glorify. So I feel sometimes surprised when devotees say no for Bhagavatam classes. See, I don't know, many of you also may be saying no, but actually I understand that it is a opportunity to glorify. Otherwise, what? Obviously, it's not like we should go out and say, "Prabhuji, बहुत दिनों से आपने मुझे भागवतम नहीं दिया है." Not like that. But if we are getting an opportunity to glorify, we should glorify the Lord. It's a very wonderful thing. It is for Swam Sat Kartu. Giramanya Vida Asati. It's an opportunity to glorify the Vaishnava, to glorify the Lord. We are no, it's not like our glorification. We are not the hero of the Bhagavatam class. We may be giving the Bhagavatam class, but who is the hero? Krishna. So we are Kirtan Hare. We should always think of Lord of Krishna and make him happy. And that is our great joy. We are able to glorify the Lord. So sometimes people are too conscious that how can I glorify? I am not. Someday they say, "Praji, सामने बहुत बड़े दिग्गज लोग बैठे हैं ना, वो difficult question पूछ लेंगे वो, अब पूछ लेंगे तो पास ऑन कर देने का और क्या, बड़ी बात क्या है? पूछेंगे तो बोल देंगे सुंदर श्याम प्रभु जी आप बता दीजिए जवाब है ना, इमाम से को आप बता दीजिए, और कोई नहीं मिला समर्पण को प्रभु जी आप बता दीजिए ना, और वरना क्लास के बाद देख लेंगे प्रभु जी, कुछ नहीं हुआ तो कुछ तो कर ही सकते हैं ना. What is the big problem, you know? I don't think there's any problem. Even like if you go for preaching in the beginning, how many of you faced questions which you could not answer in the beginning? You know? Yeah. So everyone faces. Then you come back. Actually, in our first year, we used to, punch the other fellow down, with philosophy. Because नया चढ़ा था ना, philosophy का जोश. अब भी तो दिखा देंगे. Dart, we punch him down. Then the other guy would put some googly question, difficult question. And when the difficult question will come, then, अरे हाँ, ये तो मेरे को भी doubt हो रहा है अभी. Then you go back to the senior, then you get the powerful Prabhupada answer. You go back and give Prabhupada Vacha Dhar, then you would get, then you understand. Jai, abhi samajh aa gaya. It's always good. Actually, we should feel joyful to glorify. So, we should take initiative also to speak Krishna Katha more. We should not shy away from speaking Krishna. At the same time, we should be shy also if someone is giving us a opportunity. Not that, like suppose someone comes and says, Roji, can you give Bhagavatam class? Yes, Roji. You understood. समझ आ गया आपको point बिल्कुल सही व्यक्ति की बात आ गया. So we should be genuinely shy also that I am disqualified in many ways, but I am trying to share the message. Okay, I'll try my best. So there should be a shyness, a sense of disqualification also, but there should be also desire to glorify. There should be a joy that I am getting to glorify the Lord. That way we should be. And we should avoid some important things also. Like, one Radhesham was telling sometimes devotees come to another temple and say, actually I have come, if you want I can give Bhagavatam class. And I can sing Guru Puja also. You don't know. When I sing, the temple only will not remain temple only. So some people come and speak their own glories. Sometimes they may even judge a superior thinking that hey, he cannot give very good class. I can give good class. Like sometimes the senior devotee is coming and then they think that class समझ नहीं आएगा मेरे good voice को. So better I give my class. Let that do. Maharaj does not speak so nice. I have my own class. Who says you ask the boys, they want to hear you or Maharaj? So sometimes we have our own perception and we may say boys will not like it or something. Actually, sometimes great souls may speak one word which is very simple English words and not very high-fi, logical and everything. But that one line will, go deep. Like I remember once Parvati Gorgon Swami Maharaj, one Bhagavatam class, I don't know which class, some class he was giving. So in that he said, कि Krishna के बिना तो कुछ नहीं बनती. And he said this statement and he went into Bhav. And then he continued to just say this statement only. Krishna के बिना तो कुछ नहीं है. Krishna के बिना कुछ नहीं है. So I'm still wanting that recording. Where is that recording? So, ऐसा क्या? पर मुझे राधा गोविंद महाराज भी बहुत बार भाव में चले जाते हैं। एक बार बोले महाराज, वो मैं जो बता रहा था ना कल दामोदरी लीला का, दामोदरी लीला के विराम देने के समय बोले, तो अभी हम वृंदावन धाम में हमारे को कथा करने का मिला मौका, हम बहुत कृतज्ञ हैं इन प्रभु जी के जिन्होंने मौका दिया। हम आशीर्वाद देते हैं इनको, अच्छा भगवान गति दें, और हम कृष्ण जी को आशीर्वाद देते हैं कि वो अपनी लीला करते रहें ऐसे ही। और कृष्ण भगवान को भी बोले बच्चे हैं ना, तो उनको आशीर्वाद देना चाहिए, तो आशीर्वाद देते भगवान को महाराज। वो महाराज उस भाव में है ना, तो महाराज दे सकते, हम नहीं बोल सकते ऐसा। लेकिन मैं क्या बोल रहा था, पर मुझे गौर गोविंद महाराज जी मुझे वैसा बोल रहे थे, तो मैंने heard that kind of a statement is coming from the heart, you know. So that statement is simple, but it is going to change the hearts of people simply by hearing the same statement. Actually, he was telling, because Radha Gopinath was telling about His Holiness Kavi Chandra Maharaj, na, that they were planning not to give him, and then then Maharaj asked that, why have you not put Maharaj, His Holiness Kavi Chandra Maharaj, in the town, in the temple? Maharaj, because everyone is not able to understand everything about Maharaj. When he speaks one word for him, what he delivers in one word, you will take 500 births to come to understand what he is speaking. So you should do that. Then it was okay, clear. So that was Sunday morning only. There was a preacher preach. Haribol, Radha Gopinath, Haribol, Utro, go back. So sometimes we may judge intellectually, you know, a great soul's one. Oh, boy, you're not the body but the soul. But when they say it, they have realized it. Sometimes Jai Swami Maharaj will read a purport of Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Any questions? So one devotee prompted also. Maharaj, this was purport. Now we can speak the class. Yeah, I spoke the class. I read the purport. So some people, you have seen Giriraj Maharaj also. He is reading the purport with so much, gradually, full fixity. And how many of you felt that when he is reading the purport is making much more sense than what we read actually? Because their own heart is sunk in realization in that. So when they are reading, their faith for Prabhupada, their faith in the words, their realization of those words is coming out through the speech. And we may repeat the same thing. अभी खत्म हो गया परपट, अभी अपना चालू करते हैं अपना notes निकाला चलो. Now Antardip watch something. So that way it is actually their hearts are very deep. So when they speak, so we should know that where did I come from? इन्हें बोलना चालू होता है काम. So the words of the great souls are very, very powerful, and we should not check that whether they are more. I was telling that sometimes some junior may come and tell the senior that actually, Prabhuji, I have very powerful example. I can give the lecture. So this is audacity. See, we can never speak to our seniors thinking that we are more intellectually stout and we can give a better lecture than them. We don't know, their realizations are much better than ours, and they will affect the hearts of people more. Sometimes, actually, if you go to another temple, you may say that you are a good lecture giver, so you thought that small temple is there, so I will only give the lecture. That's good. So better accept the lecture. Even if they come and ask you that, Prabhu, can you give the lecture? You should be shy to accept it, because there may be already a devotee who is fixed, no? So we should ask who was giving the lecture, who was fixed. And sometimes that devotee was only fixed, who is telling, or someone else is fixed. Actually, whoever is traveling to other temples has to be extremely careful that he does not very easily accept an offer. In singing, see singing Mangalarti, Guru Puja, all these are very limelight services. They're limelight. And doing Bhagavatam class, giving Bhagavatam class. So we should be very withdrawn. We should not be thinking कि अभी हम आए हैं तो यहाँ पे हम अपना see me how nice I am. So although we may be having eagerness to glorify the Lord, but it should be done by hearing the glorification of Him. Even a new devotee speaking, we can sit and hear the glorification of the Lord. So we should not be in the. We should take initiative at the right times, not at the wrong times. Right? So here they are taking initiative based on the great soul's Vani, and they are going to glorify Ritu Maharaj further. Okay, so Atapyudara Shamasa Pito, sorry. Atapyudara Shamasa Pito Hare Kalavatarasya Amritadita Yatopadesham Muni Prachodita Slagyani Karma.
Although we were unable to glorify your activities, we nonetheless have a transcendental taste for glorifying your activities. We shall try to glorify according to the instructions received from authoritative sages and scholars. Whatever we speak, however, is always inadequate and very insignificant. Dear King, because you are a direct incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, all your activities are liberal and ever laudable.
Very beautiful way of putting it. We are unable to glorify you adequately, but we have a transcendent taste to glorify. And we'll try to do it in the line with the authoritative sages, but still it will remain inadequate and insignificant. Even if we are copying the previous acharyas, but still we are not, like I said, that their realization is not like our realization. Their realization is exalted. They are swans. So we may repeat also, but we should always know that we cannot repeat the mood. In the Vani, do you know, in the speech, there are 4 levels of speech. And one of the speech is the para, which has come from the heart. So the motives of the pure devotee also are speaking. But what is our motive and what is the pure devotee motive may have a gulf of a difference. So because the pure devotee is sunk in love for the Lord, so that is why his glorification is still more wholesome than our speech. External speech is one thing, but the internal speech, which is the motives of the pure devotee to glorify the Lord, that also affects the heart. How many of you seen sometimes when great souls speak simple words also, it has a deeper effect on our consciousness. So that is why, like one devotee, not one devotee, many devotees, Prabhupada disciples, tell one Prabhupada address on the airport, tells that please understand you are not the body but the soul. So many tell, later on they were telling each other and they realized many of them that had the effect that when Prabhupada said that please understand you are not the body but the soul, they actually started feeling, what are we doing in this body? So that the Vani of a pure devotee, like a ukti, cuts through the illusions and brings out. And we may be speaking the same words, but it is still not adequate. So here he's saying that we cannot glorify adequately. Sometimes we may, okay, read the purport then we'll say.
However expert one may be, he can never describe the glories of the Lord adequately. Nonetheless, those engaged in glorifying the activities of the Lord should try to do so as far as possible. Such an attempt will please the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Lord Chaitanya has advised all his followers to go everywhere and preach the message of Lord Krishna. Since the message is essential to Bhagavad Gita, the future duty is to study Bhagavad Gita as it is, understood by disciples and explained by great sages, and learn to do it. One should speak to the general populace in accordance with one's predecessors, Sadhu, Guru, and Shastras.
So one should glorify the Lord according to Guru Sadhu Shastra, and then one should not feel any hesitancy. Of course, I told already where we should feel hesitant to glorify because we are not supposed to take the role there. That is another thing. But in general, we should like to glorify to the public at large and make them get the glories of the Lord and feel happy in getting to glorify the Lord. So You see, it is also very important that I. But sorry, I got good stuff. Yeah, I wanted to tell. See, recently what happened when His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj had come and His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj was a GBC meeting. No? So that time after the GBC meeting, do you know what happened? See, the devotees were approaching that can Radhanath Maharaj give a Pandal program, this Maha Satsang program. So they approached Maharaj, Maharaj have refused it. Then Gaurang Guru said that first you organize the program by Parambati Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. Then Maharaj will, oh, aisa gaya. Then they went to Parambati Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj and Maharaj agreed for giving that inauguration for the marathon. And then devotees thought, why not have both the great souls? No, on the same stage. Then they approached Parambati Radhanath Maharaj. Then Maharaj, now Maharaj is speaking. We thought that maybe tomorrow you can speak, but why not have both of you together in this session? Both of you can inaugurate. So then Maharaj thought for a while. Then he said, yes, this is an opportunity when I can glorify Maharaj. No? So what you tell Maharaj, he can take all the time, just leave for me some 5 minutes, last 5 minutes. And this is my opportunity to glorify Maharaj, so I would like to take the chance. So why Maharaj was very eager? Parambati Radhanath, because he wanted to glorify Parambati Gopal Krishna Maharaj. And that's what happened now. And Parambati Gopal Krishna Maharaj, actually his health was so failing. But Maharaj spoke so amazingly, You saw that many, but so many wonderful things he shared about book distribution, how we should not be discouraged by any negativities also. What some people, what all argument people give, अभी money बहुत बढ़ गया है, ये वो सब चीजों के लिए महाराज ने दाड़ continuously cut महाराज ने बहुत कुछ, and Maharaj spoke for almost I think 1 hour or so, and then when Parambati Radhanath Maharaj took the mic, then he told that we will fulfill the target that Maharaj has given for Maharaj's pleasure. Then Maharaj is saying, Prabhupada, we will please Prabhupada through you, Maharaj. So these kind of glorifications are coming from the heart, and it touches the hearts of all the Vaishnavas. You see, actually, when I was hearing that glorification, it was like flooding my heart with the glories of both these Vaishnavas. As Parambati Radhanath Maharaj was speaking, my heart was getting flooded with the glory of Parambati Gopal Krishna Maharaj, and seeing the way Maharaj was glorifying his heart is like this. So that was also filling my heart with Maharaj, Parambati Radhanath Maharaj glory. So this is like Vaishnavism in action. One time His Holiness Bhakti Prem Maharaj had come to Pune, and he was called to GGD Voice, and there he was going to give on this Gurudev Kripa Vidya. So Radhesham was sitting in the audience. So Maharaj told, see, some people speak and tell what is exactly the Shastra, and some people speak, I will speak about humility and tell what is humility. And Radheshampu, by hearing me, he is telling what is humility. See, beautiful, na? Glorification. In one moment, he just, Radheshampu is hearing me, this is telling what is humility. On his order, otherwise I have no qualification to speak on this. But because he has ordered me, I will speak on this. And I will tell you what is humility. And by hearing me, he is telling what is. Vaishnava has an amazing way of bringing the essence. And these things are not just like some formality. It just comes from their heart, genuinely. He was telling another time, His Holiness Bhakti Prem Maharaj, very related to this subject which we are having, that I don't feel qualified to speak in this Pune Bhagavatam, but it is the order of Radhesham Prabhu that I should speak. And if I say I am unqualified despite the order, that means the mercy of the Vaishnava cannot act on this soul. The Vaishnava is ordered, then that order is more important. Then the order can take over me and I will speak something. So that's I will speak. Because now the order has come. Otherwise I have no problem. And if we think we are disqualified despite the order, that means we are like, we think we are smarter than Krishna. That means we consider ourselves, our fallen nature, more powerful than even Krishna cannot use us. That is actually a false humility. That is not true humility. So Maharaj is very wonderful. So like that, the devotee should always like to glorify the Lord according to Parampara. And then he says that if someone does not know how to glorify, so better chant Hare Krishna at least. No? This is something we can do anywhere. Someone does not know how to give a powerful lecture, go and do Kirtan. You have come to Hyderabad temple, any of you? Huh? There is this Vishwakirti Prabhu is there. Oh, because Vishwakirti Prabhu, many people come to hear him. He is such a sadhu, na? In the evening when you go there, he will sing one Vaishnava song, do a lot of Kirtan, little lecture, and then most Kirtan only. 90% is Kirtan only actually. No? And he is from 1980 somewhere, right? 1980s. But he loves to do this. He loves to do Kirtan. People come and sit. He is like, same tune he will sing. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. And this will go on for half an hour. You know? And people will become more and more absorbed as he's singing. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. And they are also singing. So hearts are sinking in because he is having faith. Holy name will change their life. So some people are very deep in faith in holy name. So Kirtan is having effect. One time Paramajik Loknath Swami Maharaj had come here and our camp was going on. So we had a Kirtan special 2-hour session for everyone in the temple hall, 2 or 3 hour session. So many was when we asked for feedback in the camp, they said that was the best part of the camp. That was not part of the camp actually. It was extra. They said, Toji, उससे बहुत धुल गया यार, जो heart है ना बहुत साफ हो गया. That was the best part of the camp. Because actually in the kirtan, if you sit for a long time, after that the mind becomes pacified and the mind becomes, it is able to hear holy name. So Prabhupada is saying, nonetheless, go everywhere and request people to chant Hare Krishna. Now comes direct glorification of Ritu Maharaj, the qualities of Ritu Maharaj, the actions of Ritu Maharaj. So this is a very important discussion for understanding leadership qualities. Any point you want to share, then we'll go ahead. Anyone want to share something? Well, now we get into next. Yes, Prabhu.
To the glorification, the party was sitting on the Parampara glorifying Parampara. So there one line I have is told that if that is that line one, the amount of sacrifice Srila Upakrishna Goswami Maharaj and them to come to this extent is far greater than all of us will be going and making that target.
Yeah, and he said in his failing health and in such advanced age, what endeavor he has done to come here, struggle he has done to come here on the stage to speak to all of us, that is far, far more than all of us put together, the struggle that we will do in trying to meet the target that he has set. So actually, sometimes we may think that Maharaj only set the target, you know. Apna koi mehnat kar rahe hain. Actually, great souls, Vani, their desire. Once his Vaishnavi Kapil called his own Gopal Maharaj for that Bhadra Purnima. And he asked, Maharaj, you tell the target. And Maharaj said, 10,000. That I think it is a couple of years back, 10,000 Bhagavats. And then Maharaj, Vaishnavi Kapil said, now it will happen, Maharaj, because you have spoken it. Because you have told the target, it will happen. So, actually, the greatest thing that the great souls do for us is that they can bring the Lord's desire into this world, you know, which we do not know. अपने को कैसे पता लगेगा desire क्या भगवान? But the great souls are in touch with the Lord, with Prabhupada. So that is one of the greatest services. Plus, they work hard also. You know, how hard they work. Like you know, if you in the case of Paramajik Gopal Maharaj, कितने रात तक वो डिवोटीज मिलते रहते पता ही नहीं। अभी क्या 1 बजता है 2 बजता है। मैं तो पहले वाले दिनों में तो 1-2, अभी तो मैंने छोड़ दिया देखना। बट Maharaj when he comes, लाइन लगा रहता है बाहर, मिलना है। I don't know how Maharaj is able to so personally is able to so many people, you know. And so this kind of endeavor which they do, it may be for one moment in 1 year, that meeting, but that makes so much inspiration for the Jiva to offer his whole life. The great souls endeavors are, and they keep doing it for different places. It's not like this. After 1 day they are over and then they are asleep. Actually, everywhere it is like that only. 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, meeting many souls and giving them inspiration by their mind, by the few words. Yeah, it's unimaginable only. What to do. Recently, when Parampuja Jabadeka Maharaj glorification was going on, so they were telling about even when the stroke happened that year, he went to Atlanta. Atlanta, they were talking one US Atlanta for Paniandi festival. Every year for the last 40-45 years, he had attended that. And even on the time when he got a stroke, that year also he went. And he was there for that festival to inspire the devotees. It's beyond, na? You can just feel, take a break. I had seen in Rath Yatra of Calcutta Rath Yatra. Maharaj was airlifted from the liver hospital in Delhi to come into the Rath Yatra of Calcutta. He said, Prabhupada told me that I should be there for every Rath Yatra of Calcutta. So he was airlifted from deathbed to be there. He was every day dialysis is going on. Liver says, suppose the water is getting, accumulated. And Acharya said, Maharaj, why did you come? You can take some rest. We all understand your situation. Prabhupada told me, I have to go. So, in Loga, it's we can only go down and maybe do our part nicely. We can't follow in the footsteps also. Yeah, let us go ahead now. Okay. Thank you, Guru.
The king Maharaj.
Oh, we'll recite this. एष धर्मावृतां श्रेष्ठो लोकं धर्मेण अनुवर्तयन् भोक्ता च धर्मसेतूनां साक्षात् तत्परिपन्थिनाम्.
This king Maharaj Prithu is the best amongst those who are following religious principles. As such, he will engage everyone in the pursuit of religious principles and give those principles our protection. He will also be a great chastiser to the irreligious and atheistic.
See, 4 things are mentioned about Prithu. Esha Dharma Vritam Sreshta. He is himself a follower of the Dharma. Lokam Dharma Anuvartan. And he will make everyone also follow Dharma. Gopta Cha Dharma Setunam. And he will create a culture where Dharma will be protected. Shastra Tat Paripanthinam. And anyone who is going against religious principle, he will stop. So these 4 things are mentioned. One. You can read, did you get the king? Okay, it is the duty.
It is the duty of the government and to see that people strictly follow our religious life. A king should also be strict in chastising the atheists. In other words, an atheistic or godless government should never be supported by a king or governmental seat. That is the test of good government. In the name of secular government, the king or governmental head remains neutral and allows people to engage in all sorts of irreligious activities.
So this is about the secular state again. I read the whole one. Prabhupada speaks out there. Same thing he had told there. That if you don't favor any religion, but you are favoring irreligion. So that is what happens. Then rogues and thieves are doing. So the rogues exact read.
The rogues exact taxes from the citizens for their own self-reliance. And in the future, the people will be so much harassed that according to Srimad Bhagavatam, they will flee from their own country and take shelter in the forest. However, in the Yuga, democratic government can be captured by Krishna conscious people. If this can be done, the general populace can be made very happy.
There Prabhupada is giving a clue that if it can happen, it is great. Democratic government can be captured by Krishna conscious people. Vishakirti Guru saying, I think Dinanath will give a Prabhupada book. Government is a very difficult role. but we can try to preach to, like nowadays, whatever government people are there, many are very open to some suppositions. So we can try to preach to them. Madhukiran was saying someone should become, for Varnashram to get established, someone should be Kshatriya also, someone should be in the admin. So if we can have a Pakka Krishna Mandir disciple on the roll, it's great. Yeah? It's great. But he should remain devotee also. And then like 16 माला चला गया लेकिन वो बन गया, पॉलिटिशियन बन गया. गोपाल गार्डन, Mike.
One day, student of this school will primary studies.
हाँ गया, बोला गया. Jai. Gopal Garden opened was after Prabhupada. Prabhupada ne. So yeah, so then we can, something wonderful will happen if that is there. Even now, a lot of hope is there because of the government, the way they are situated in terms of favorability toward dharmic propagation. There is Indian knowledge systems now in our colleges. And Indian knowledge, national education policy also talks that you have to speak from scriptures. You know, you have to quote from Panchatantra, Bhagavad Gita, yeah, so a lot of easy access is there now to the colleges to teach Krishna. He Shavai Lokapala Vivati Ekastanu Kale Kale Yatha Bhagam Lokayo Vayo.
This king alone in his own body will be able in due course of time to maintain all living entities and keep them in a pleasant condition by manifesting himself as different demigods to perform various departmental activities. Thus, he will maintain the upper planetary system by inducing the populace to perform various sacrifices. In due course of time, he will also maintain the circuitry gamut by discharging proper rainfall.
See that verses there, no, Bhagavad Gita, which says that the offerings in the yajna is the avishana for the demigods. So they get fed when the yajna is done. So by doing yajna, there he is maintaining the upper planetary system. And because they are pleased, then they will offer rains to this place also. That is what is coming there. They will maintain the earthly planet by discharging proper rainfall. So Prabhupada quotes Anna Bhavati Bhajami. So then he talks that yajna is not in this age anything else but Hari Yagnam Eva Kevalam. Do this. So in Kali Yuga, the secular king may not do all these governments. So we can do Harinam chanting. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Now the section which is coming from 6 to 14 is about how Prithu acted as various, he is Palan Shakti. So he could take the role of different demigods also. Okay. You read? You read the translations.
This king Prithu will be as powerful as the sun god. And therefore the sun god equally distributes sunshine to everyone. King Prithu will distribute his mercy equally. Similarly, just as the sun god evaporates water for 8 months, and during the rainy season returns it profusely, this king will also exact taxes from the citizens. Now return these monies in the country.
So Prabhupada first explains the wrong kind of taxation system which is there in modern age. Read this part. Tax exemption.
Tax exaction is not meant for the sense gratification of the so-called administrative means. Tax revenues should be distributed to the citizens in times of need, during emergencies such as famine or plague. Tax revenues should never be distributed among governmental servants in the form of high salaries and various other allowances. In Kali Yuga, however, the position of citizens is very horrible because taxes are exacted in so many forms and are spent for the personal comforts of the administrators.
Sometimes we hear of scams which go in like some thousand, some lakh crores. The number looks very absurd only. What is this number? Is it some like 2 बार लिख दिया क्या? You know, like lakh भी लिखा, crore भी लिखा, yeah, such a big number. So big politicians have, Swiss bank account, yeah, even on their election campaigning, they spend so many crores, thousands of crores they spend. Because such amount of money, where is it coming from? They have taken all such money in their taxes. So one time Radha Shankar was asking one person who was dealing with some governmental like tenders was it. So the project's money requirement was 600 crores. So Radha Shankar asked that 600 crore लगता है इसके लिए? फिर नहीं प्रोजेक्ट लगता नहीं है, 200 करोड़ का ही प्रोजेक्ट है, लेकिन बाकी जो आते 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 200 बचता है तो उसके बीच में सब लोग खा जाते हैं। तो इसलिए पहले से सब प्रोजेक्ट ही वैसे देते हैं, they projected to triple the amount because जब तक सब अपने अपने लेवल का खाएंगे, they will all eat, take bribery according to their level of advance post. So they will take that one. इतना तो मिलना चाहिए. Then they will, that money will come to the actual public welfare one. So very bad situation. In the Vedic time, the king would punish such ministers, but now the king is only sometimes like that. In the West, if you see in US, when this president is impeached for illicit affair. Another time now, I think we had this, I don't remember the name. One in our value change book, we have a story of one person who tried to hide his wrongdoing as a president. Nixon, na? Nixon ka bataya. He's trying to hide that he has done some corruption. So president and all are only such. So how will the citizens feel? Yeah. And here he's saying the sun distributes, he extracts the promotions and sees and distributes to everyone. Similarly, the government should see that the opulence of like what everyone gives 25%. So then the 25% of some big rich people that comes and then it is used for the welfare of the people. One here he's saying is that the famines and the floods. So the famines and flood time is an emergency time where the money can be used. Like in our COVID time, a lot of money had to be used for taking care of children. Another is that to do spiritual welfare, organize spiritual programs. Okay, read. I think 2 more verses will read. Yeah, read this verse. Titikshati akramam vainya upari akrama so akramakamaki bhutanam karuna shashvat artanam chiti
This scheme will be very, very kind to all citizens. Even though a poor person may trample over the king's head by violating the rules and regulations, the king, out of his causes mercy, will be forgiven and forgiven. As a protector of the world, he will be as tolerant as the perfect.
So, see, he will be, even if someone violated, but he would be forgetful and forgiving. Rajamukh was giving example of sometimes if a poor man stole something because he had nothing to eat, so he'll forgive that person. He's doing wrong, but it is because of poverty. So I was remembering that time when Rajamukh quoted the example, I was remembering how when his guest Rukmini Kishapu had approached with one Hundi counting devotee who had done some wrong. He had taken money from the Hundi. So he approached Prabhupada Gopal Krishna Maharaj. And Maharaj said, क्यों चोरी करते हैं आप? महाराज पैसा नहीं है, घर पे भूखे हैं, इनका सैलरी बढ़ा दो रुक्मिणी कृष्ण. अरे महाराज चोरी कर रहा है, इसका सैलरी वगैरह बढ़ाने की बात कर रहे हैं. तो नहीं, वो बेचारा गरीब है, सैलरी बढ़ा दो, नहीं चोरी नहीं करेगा, सेवा में लगाए रखना, सेवा करते. So great souls have some high level of compassion. चोर को देख के हमारे को क्या लगेगा, मारो इसको मारो. तो भगवान का पैसा चोरी किया, कहाँ दंड, यमराज भी नहीं, इसको कोई स्पेशल लोग. So another thing that the great souls have, they feel that if they give up devotional service, what other shelter they have? But that does not mean any nonsense will be tolerated. The king has to also chastise, that will also come soon. And here the example is comparison with the earth also. Say here, you can read. Yeah. This one. In other words, it is the
In other words, it is the duty of the king to look after the comforts of the citizen, even at the cost of his own personal convenience.
So he was telling example, Rajashankar told example of two kings. One king is both South Indian king. One South Indian king, when he was going through the forest, he found one creeper. It is again and again because of the wind. You see sometimes the creeper is almost like it's trying to grow, but it is falling apart. So what he did, he took his chariot and he brought the chariot near the creeper and allowed the creeper to go around his chariot, and he walked down to his kingdom. And he gifted the chariot to support the creeper only, because he is also his brother. And another king, he was telling that king, when he was walking through the forest, so he saw that one peacock is shivering out of cold. So he took his own uttari, his own blanket and everything, he put it over the peacock. And he walked with dhoti alone, nothing on the top. So every animal, every bird, everyone is my praja. I have to care for them. What type of kings they were, So this is the kind of thoughts they had. That is even at the cost of personal inconvenience. Amazing, na? By hearing the story wrong te खड़े होते हैं ऐसे भी होते हैं क्या अब इसको सोचना भी मुश्किल पड़ता है अपने लिए भी see we are leaders and we have to be like this. Whatever. When we think of leadership, we should think it is a responsibility. It is like a very great responsibility coming, not like I am qualified or something. Such types of kings were there and requested to be. They were required to have such qualities. That is why to find such a leader type person is very rare these days. So people then, when they see substandard leader, then their faith and love also does not come in that way. But imagine such a person exists, then what type of, anyone can meet the king anytime. The king would be available to anyone, can come into his court and talk to him. That was the Vedic culture. So anyway, this is the work. Okay. I think it's time now, so we'll go from here. Tomorrow it is text number 8. So you have text 8 to 27, Text 8 to 27 and the next chapter for Monday. I think we can cover. According to the timing what Rajashankar followed, I think we can cover. If I get drowned into some purports, then thank you. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Sadhu Rampu, any comments?
Thank you.
Thank you.